pasó, amigos? Cierren la boca, puto. Españolitos en la escuela. You know they call me Mr. Moreno. My submissions are hot like they jalapenos. Ask the Mexican fans, they'll tell you that they know Sergio Perez is faker than homemade pesos. This fool better put respect on my jiu-jitsu. If I catch you slipping, I am gonna submit you. Heard you got a car bomb put in your Hummer. Oh wait, shit, never mind, that's your brother. Hey fool, you can be fucked up, ese. This big Sergio, fool. They call me the Phenom, puto. Hey, you call me faking now, it's time to beat your culo. Brandon Moreno is a pinche puto. Chupa mi huevos when you chupa menudo. Pinche puto. Hey, fuck Brandon and fuck his jiu-jitsu. He ain't about to choke me out, I'm about to choke this dude. He thinks he can submit me up in Mexico City. I'ma do him like Felice did and leave this boy shitty, then I'm gone. TJ, are you crazy? I'm gonna sleep you. In the first fight, I hope you know you lucked up, but you fucked up, agreeing to the rematch, cause I'm about to beat your ass. At UFC 227, the snake is going down. Then I move down and fight DJ and be the #1 pound for pound. You only took my title cause I had a bad back, but this time when I fight you, you gon' get that ass waxed. Hold up, they call me No Love, and they know that I'm a motherfucking soldier. I smoke that kush like I'm a motherfucking stoner, and if you ain't know it, motherfucker, now you know what. And before we go, shout. Look, Dana, I'm busy with podcast committee. Got no time to talk shit. You came at me shitty when you were on Insta, so now I'm committed to make you look silly, and I have no pity and no disrespect with to my nigga Izzy, but Dana's a bully, so Dana can get it, and I might just tell Black Beast about you and Rhonda, so that you get smacked with the wrath of Wakanda. Yeah, you should have probably just left it alone, cause now the whole world knows we're Eskimo bros. You fuck with Big Brown, now you're getting exposed. You fuck with Big Brown, and that's just how it goes. Be careful, Valentina, they're saying you're pretty confident, but here in MMA I ain't the one that you want a problem with, so stop it, bitch, or you wanna gon' have to drop a bitch. I ain't about to lose and go out like my homegirl Rhonda did, but speaking of losing, how about you and Amanda Nunes? She beat you twice, and for this fight she's teaching I'm the student, never truant, cause I really wanna beat you, I'ma do it when I do. Please don't go to the media with excuses. I know you beat me in Muay Thai, but this is different. This is more than throwing punches, knees and kicks and clinching. This is more like war. These motherfucking chicks is vicious, and anything goes. I don't fear any of these hoes, not even Rose, Tatiana, Just Andrade, or Cyborg. If you're trying to frighten me, then you should try more. When we fight, we'll get it poppin' like July 4th. At UFC 231, you're gonna die, whore. It's the fight game that I adore. I gave up everything to fight these wars, to become the greatest fighter in the world. So I hope you get what you're paying for. Be careful with me. Do you know who you're fighting? About my legacy or about my striking? You might beat these other girls around the world, but they ain't nothing like me. Be careful with me. Yeah. Nobody fucking with me, yeah. I'm about to go be Stipe, yeah. Moving up to heavyweight, yeah. And I am destined to be great, yeah. And if you didn't know, they call me DC, and there's no one that you know that can beat me. Yeah, I fought Jon Jones, but was he clean? I don't think so. What's in that PP? Steroids, cocaine, probably weed, testosterone, dick pills, and speed, and shrooms, and pills, and codeine. Goddamn, John turned into a dope fiend, and Stipe's about to turn into a folding chair. When I fold him up, I'ma win 2 belts and hold them up. On my champ shit, Conor knows what's up, little bitch. I done did a lot of drugs in my day, Yeah, I said it, but I'm still gon' kick your ass. Gustafson, I hope you ready. When I got into the crash, I ain't know the bitch was pregnant, but they treat me like a murderer, so motherfucker critic. Bitch, I'm ready to fight, and we can fight till the death. I'll hit your ass with the right, then with the right and the left, then kick you right in the chest, and have you fighting for breath. And then I'll turn the pressure up when you would try to get rest. Leave you no time to adjust. Daniel, I'm coming for the title, so quit hiding your necks, because I'm right at your neck. Yeah, you can try and fight Lesnar, but when you fight him, what's next? That's right, I'm the best. At UFC 232, I'll get my title instead. Okay, what y'all know about them hot UFC Yankovic tunes? Not too much. Make sure you guys check out UFC Yankovic, though. We're at 892 subscribers, about 100 away from our goal, which is going to be epic once we get there. But yo, I'm not going to lie, full-time family. This is an impromptu little fun show. We're going to be talking some MMA news. About what topics you might ask? Well, you can check the description box. I got them all listed there. But we got some stuff to talk about. Conor McGregor versus Tenshin Nasukawa. Luke Rockhold having a message for Jon Jones. I got you once, motherfucker. I'm coming again. Y'all might not know that. That's an inside joke. Luke Rockhold, we believe here on this channel and here on this channel only. You will only get this scoop from this channel. That is true or not. But I believe it. Luke Rockhold is responsible for Jon Jones' dirty test. It was a sabotage. It was a setup. By none other than Daniel Cormier's brother and teammate, Luke Rockhold. I solved Pandora's box. Whatever the fuck. I solved the mystery, guys. We know who did it here. This is, man, a throwback. Some of you know this inside joke. We know where it came from. Them jalapeno joints. If you ain't never had them jalapeno kettle cooked fucking potato chips, then you don't know what we're talking about here. Because them joints you can't turn down. Don't matter if it's your worst enemy's brother, who could for sure be trying to sabotage you. When someone offers you an opened up bag of jalapeno joints, you take a couple. Not just one. You take a couple. So imagine, you know what? I'm going to put the picture on the screen for you guys. But we're getting back into a little Despacito because I want to hear an encore of that one personally. Let's look up Luke Rockhold. Because, you know, now Luke Rockhold's talking about fighting him. You know, we're going to have some fun here. Luke Rockhold, Jon Jones. Now Luke Rockhold's potentially stepping up. Look at the first picture that comes up when you type in Luke Rockhold, Jon Jones. First picture. The first picture, you guys. The motherfucking jalapeno joints. I'm going to zoom in. I got to zoom in on this one, guys. And this is just the beginning of the show. I don't want to go too far off on this. I'm still telling you what we're talking about. But this is serious. Boom, USADA, we got your culprit, Jeff Novitzky. Everybody's been coming at your credibility. Nobody's buying this Jon Jones shit. No one can figure it out. The scientists can't figure out what's going on. Is it pulsing? What's the half-life? No one knows what's happening here, including the scientist. But we do. The full-time family knows. And it was right here in this picture. All the evidence you need. Luke Rockhold is best friends and teammates with Daniel Cormier. What's one of the only ways Daniel Cormier can beat Jon Jones? If Jon Jones fails the drug test, and it don't count. So Luke Rockhold, who honestly, if you want to look at this from a real stupid level, like we're looking at it, like just really ignorant, uneducated, not intelligent. But since we're here, Luke Rockhold has more access to the designer drugs. He's a model. Doors open. Doors open. You're a model, boy or girl. You're a model. You got the cheekbones. You got everything right. Doors open. White. checks off all the boxes. Okay, that was maybe not that one. Like I said, this is a real we're at a real unintelligent level right now. No, but seriously, Luke Rockhold had access to the pulsing T-ball. Threw it in the jalapeno joints. Said, Jon Jones, you want a snack? All right, guys, we're going to get into that. But you might ask, why did we go here? Well, because now, we didn't go here for nothing. We didn't just go here to let the people who weren't in on the inside joke in. That's not what we do here. If you missed the inside joke, you're out forever. We did that because now we could potentially be looking at a Luke Rockhold versus Jon Jones fight. Luke Rockhold has a message to the beatable Jon Jones. Hold tight, I'm coming, princess. No hetero. So, we'll see if Jon Jones decides to share a bag of jalapeno joints with Luke Rockhold if they do ever potentially fight at light heavyweight, which would be fucking epic. Because it's Daniel Cormier's teammate, a member of AKA/Black Zillions, because he does go down to Florida, and I think he's in Florida for this camp. So, not enough bodies in AKA. I guess he doesn't want to train with Khabib's brothers and shit, because I know they got a lot of Dagestan fucking warriors up there, AKA. Maybe they're all on Ramadan, so maybe none of them are fucking fighting right now. Maybe AKA is desolate. Maybe AKA is a ghost town this time of year. Daniel Cormier don't got a fight booked. Wait, Cain Velasquez just got a fight booked, right? Ain't that someone you can train with? I guess unless you just want to train with Cain Velasquez all day. Cormier's not training right now, I guess. Khabib's not training. Nobody else at AKA. Maybe they shut it down. Luke Rockhold down there training in Miami, though, ahead of this fight. But with that being said, Jon Jones, man, at the weight class he's at, he's already fought DC. Will he ever fight Khabib? No. But he could fight everybody else at AKA. That would be insane. I mean, it kind of, yeah, it's not the DC fight, but boy, it's close. Luke Rockhold fighting for DC's honor, Cain Velasquez, whoever you want, however you want to put it. Luke Rockhold coming up to light heavyweight could definitely square off with Jon Jones. And if Jon Jones wants smoke at heavyweight and DC's gone, he could definitely fight Cain Velasquez, who's returning. So, interesting. We'll talk about Luke Rockhold and his message to Jon Jones. We're going to talk about Daniel Cormier actually giving Jon Jones some props and talking about his gripes with USADA. Because like I said, Daniel Cormier's a company guy, man. I don't think Daniel Cormier wants to draw a line in the sand with the UFC and USADA and say me or him. I don't think he wants to draw a line in the sand and say fuck you guys for everything that's going on with Jon Jones. I don't think he wants to ruin his entire relationship with his company because he doesn't have too much control over the situation. What are you going to do? Come out here and just every single day blast USADA and their credibility? That's not what a company man would do. So even if you're Daniel Cormier and you don't want to fight this motherfucker on steroids and you know you're about to get a bag and you know you're going to ask for a rightfully deserved bag, oh wait, I already lost to him twice. The second one was overturned because he failed a drug test. The first one was before USADA. So you guys want me to fight this guy third time who, regardless of the performance-enhancing effects, at least we know he's a dirty fighter, right? Doesn't matter if it's a picogram, 2, or 60. Because I think they said it's 60 picograms. Okay. Alright. Oh yeah, I didn't even get to tell you guys about that bullshit. Y'all know my internet got shut off last night. It was supposed to be. And so that's why we had to cut the stream off early. Yo, this is the realest. I don't give a fuck. We don't got the most bells and whistles, the transitions, the technical, whatever the fuck. This is the realest MMA channel on the tube. I'll tell you that much. Where else do you hear about motherfuckers taking shit to the pawn shop, boom, 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 all this wildness in the middle of some MMA news, and still get to catch a little, hey, oh, amigo, you know, a little salsa in the middle? I'm telling you, I'm playing that Despacito again real soon, you guys, because I was over here feeling that shit. But yeah, no, that was my brother. Sorry about the interruption. He was telling me, boom, a lot of shit going on. Just quick update. So yeah, I mean, Daniel Cormier, company guy, I think he's going to come out. I think he's going to say, listen, guys, it is what it is. I'll fight him again. But I think even if he doesn't say it publicly because he's a company man, behind the scenes, and he might even say it publicly, behind the scenes, Daniel Cormier is asking for a bag. I'm talking a big bag. I'm talking Conor McGregor money. And I'm not talking about Conor McGregor versus Floyd Mayweather money. I'm talking Conor McGregor versus fucking Nate Diaz 1. I'm not talking about Conor's heights. I'm talking about when Conor first started making big money and he made like 10 million or 15 million. I'm talking that money. DC needs to get 10 million. I'm not 1 million. Nope. And yeah, it can be with pay-per-view points. Give him 5 million to show up in pay-per-view points. Whatever the fuck you guys want to do. But he needs to be compensated, and he needs to be compensated thoroughly for having to fight Jon Jones if he's going to have fucking picograms in his system and all this bullshit that goes along with fighting Jon Jones. DC's one of the only people with leverage that can do that. If you're Alexander Gustafsson or if you're Anthony Smith, you're going to take the fight and you're pretty much going to have to just shut up because you don't have leverage, you don't have the belt. They'll just give the title fight to someone else. Wait, you don't want to headline a pay-per-view and fight for the title and at least have a chance to win? Would you rather just go against your company and not fight for the title? Because if you don't take this opportunity, title shots don't come by often for fighters. Unless you're some super megastar, you're not getting a lot of title shots. So if you're Anthony Smith or something like that, you can't just turn down this opportunity. It's a fucking huge opportunity. That's why you're here. You don't have that leverage. But if you're Daniel Cormier, get the fuck out of here, dog. I'll rip up the contract in front of Dana White. What? You want me to fight Jon Jones for no extra incentive? Yeah, no. How about you have Jon Jones go fucking fight someone else? I'll ride off into the sunset, the greatest fighter of all time. Natty, baby. Fuck you, Tom Matt. So we're going to talk about DC and Jon Jones a little bit. Mark Hunt ripping into the UFC and Jeff Novitzky a little bit. I like what Mark Hunt has to say here. Going to talk a little bit about this because he makes some good, obvious points that some fans are thinking. And he's actually right now in a lawsuit because he's dealt with this before. And so he feels some type of way, especially, he had the whole Brock Lesnar situation where he fought Brock Lesnar, who got to waive his 4-month USADA testing period, got waived, and then he still failed the test. So it's like, you guys waived Brock Lesnar's drug testing. Now keep in mind, Mark Hunt, before the fight, said, oh, even if he's on jacked up, I'll still knock him out. Whatever he said. He did say, yeah, we all kind of figure he's on steroids, but I'll still beat him. Now, with USADA in the picture, it doesn't matter if you figured it or not because they're supposed to be the governing body that makes sure he's not. Now, his steroid testing period coming back to the UFC, Brock Lesnar's was waived. Failed the drug test afterwards, so now Mark Hunt's in the lawsuit. And Mark Hunt's always been a guy that has voiced his opinion on, doping in the sport. And he's always kind of like the Diaz brothers, been against it. All these motherfuckers are on steroids. Mark Hunt's one of those guys too. And so we'll talk a little bit about that. Cody Garbrandt returning to face Pedro Munhoz. Not gonna lie, I really enjoy seeing this from Cody Garbrandt, but if some type of injury or something comes up, I'm also not going to be surprised. I'm telling you right now, and no one's probably going to record this or remember it, but if you ask me to make a prediction about this fight right now, my prediction is Pedro Munhoz versus Cody Garbrandt doesn't happen at UFC 235. That's just my prediction. I could be wrong. Maybe it happens. But usually, when you've got a fighter that's already in title conversations, they usually find a way to fucking fall out of their fights and just wait around for the title shot. So that's why I'm giving Cody Garbrandt the applause for taking this fight. Because he didn't have to. As fans, of course, we want to see it. But Cody Garbrandt, if he would have to probably fight one more time, but shit, he could fight Dominic Cruz, or he could fight a guy that's a little closer to the title if he wanted to. Now, I think one of the reasons Cody Garbrandt's going to even have to fight one more time, he would be able to kind of just wait this thing out if it was like TJ Dillashaw versus Dominic Cruz right now. Because if Cruz wins, boy, Cody Garbrandt is right up there for the next title shot. But since Henry Cejudo is who TJ is fighting next, that puts a little bit of a hold on the bantamweight division. So that's why if you're Cody Garbrandt, are you going to sit out for 6 months or are you going to take a fight? So you got to take a fight. But said the same thing with Dominic Cruz in the past. Gave him his applause when the fight was booked, but I wasn't super confident it was going to happen. You can't predict an injury. But business-wise, it didn't make the most sense. If you're a guy that's already right there. For Dominic Cruz, for sure. You know who gets the next bantamweight title shot as of right now? Regardless of who the fuck fights who. It don't matter if there was no interim title fight, then it would be Dominic Cruz. The only person that can skip Dominic Cruz is if the UFC, which I believe they will, book Marlon Moraes and Rafael Assunção in an interim title fight, and it has to be an interim title fight, and they have to come out unscathed. It can't be a situation where you win the interim title and you come out, but you need 2 months to recover. You have to come out unscathed, or you're going to get skipped still. If you're Marlon Moraes and you win the interim title, but you need 1 month to recover, well, you better hope the UFC don't need a fight booked, because they will fucking throw TJ Dillashaw versus Dominic Cruz together, and you will be waiting with your interim belt on the sideline, like we've seen in the past. In the middleweight division, there was an interim champion who didn't fight for the title. What was it, because they were injured? Colby Covington was the interim champion, didn't fight. Tony Ferguson it was. Tony Ferguson became the interim lightweight champion, never fought for the title. Colby Covington became the interim welterweight champion, didn't fight for the title. So at this point, even becoming the interim champion doesn't guarantee you get that real title shot. You'll get that nice little interim title shot. But even if you win the interim title belt, you better hope the shit falls in line. Because as of right now, if it were up to TJ Dillashaw and the UFC and there was no interim belt, I feel like Dominic Cruz would be getting that fight. And if you want to know why, it's simple. It's the same reason most guys get fights, title fights. Biggest payday and the biggest legacy fight. And sometimes they also just happen to be the easiest fight out of all top contenders. Now, that doesn't say they're an easy fight. But when it comes to someone that might be over the hill, lingering injuries, injury prone, when it comes to someone like that compared to some young fucking stud killer like a Marlon Moraes who's knocking people's shit out, you might choose the bigger money fight, the bigger legacy fight, you know. Because if you're TJ Dillashaw and you want to be the known as the greatest bantamweight of all time, you got to beat Dominic Cruz. There's no ifs, ands, or buts. You beat Marlon Moraes, people are still going to say, yeah, well, you couldn't beat Dominic Cruz. You beat Rafael Assunção, people are still going to debate the Dominic Cruz. It's kind of like with Nunes. The reason she became the GOAT is because she beat Cyborg. She could have defended her belt 10 times and been known as one of the greatest because you never beat Cyborg. And she beat Cyborg. Now there's no ifs, ands, or buts. So TJ Dillashaw would have to beat Dominic Cruz to be known as the greatest bantamweight of all time. And if he fought Dominic Cruz and lost, boom, there goes Cody Garbrandt's title shot. So you still got that triangle up there a little bit, even though there's some people that are really trying to bust into that shit. You got Marlon Moraes and Rafael Assunção. They're trying to fight. And Jimmy Rivera. They all want into this bantamweight triangle. I'm surprised Cody Garbrandt's not taking this fight against, like, Jimmy Rivera. Why Pedro Munhoz? Where'd he come from? He wasn't even in this top 5 we're talking about. Maybe it's a good little recovery fight, bounce back fight, whatever you want to call it. You know, a confidence builder for Cody Garbrandt, who just got knocked out twice in a row by TJ Dillashaw. Maybe it's one of those, you know. But also keep in mind, Cody Garbrandt could fight this fight and get a title shot. That's literally how he got his first one. He might not have to fight Jimmy Rivera. He might not have to fight none of those dudes. None of the Rafael Assunção, Marlon Moraes, Jimmy Rivera. Nope. He didn't have to get his first title shot. Cody Garbrandt got to skip it. And yeah, Coach had me confused. He thought I was a Cody Garbrandt guy. But I think that was just him in Cyborg defense mode. Like, oh, what? You weren't on the Cyborg bandwagon? Let me try and guess something that you were wrong about. No. I was never on the Cody Garbrandt bandwagon. I've always... The way that Cody got the shot made me like TJ Dillashaw more. What? TJ Dillashaw lost a split decision, still didn't get a title fight, had to fight 2 top contenders. Meanwhile, you got fucking Cody Garbrandt with the neck tats who gets to fight Takeya Misugaki after he fights Thomas Almeida. And then he gets to skip the whole top 5. Like, I've never been fond about how Cody Garbrandt got his title shot. Never. But I do see reality. And if he beats Pedro Munhoz, he can very well skip. That'll be his fucking ticket back into a title fight. That'll give him his at least I fought recently. Like, yeah, I wasn't a top 5 guy, but I mean, I fought. You know, I'm active. I'm being active. We want to see you fight Jimmy Rivera, Marlon Moraes, or Rafael Assunção. Respect to Pedro Munhoz. He's trying to do his thing, but there's way too many bantamweight contenders right now. Like for Pedro Munhoz, if you win this fight, you're still not getting a title fight anytime soon. I don't feel it. I don't see it. If you're Pedro Munhoz and you beat Cody Garbrandt, you still got to wait behind Assunção, Moraes, Rivera, probably Cruz. Beating Cody Garbrandt's impressive, and it's still going to do good things for you. But it's not going to be in title shot. Now, it could be other way. It could be. If Cody wins this fight now, he's active. He kind of gets to wait around. I would imagine if he won this fight, if this fight comes to fruition and he wins this fight, he's probably going to wait a little while. Until then, maybe it'll be time for Dominic. So a politics situation, I think, could arise out of this fight. So if you're one of these other bantamweights, man, you got to make a statement victory. If you're Marlon Moraes and you're fighting Rafael Assunção in an interim title fight, you gotta knock this motherfucker out in the first round. You gotta come out unscathed. But with that being said, it will be interesting to see UFC 235, and that was already stacked. We were just looking at the UFC 235 fight card yesterday. That thing is stacked. They're stacking it even more. And we also talked about yesterday on the show how the UFC's got to kind of be careful. Let's see, UFC 235 fight card. The UFC got to be careful booking all these title fights because there's not many left on the dais. There's not a lot of title fights left. Oh, we're still zoomed in over here. Okay, let's zoom out. UFC 235 fight card. I'm sure they don't have it on their website. Not all the fights that have been just talked about for sure. They got 3. UFC.com has 3 fights for UFC 235 right now. We just seen like 9 fights yesterday that were announced for this card. But UFC waits until they're officially announced, I guess. Alright, let's see. One of these is going to have the full fight card that we were just looking at yesterday. Take shape with 2. There we go. Now we're taking shape. Alright, there it is. UFC 235 fight card. Alright. So Jon Jones versus Anthony Smith, Tyron Woodley versus Usman. There's 2 title fights. Cody Garbrandt, former champion. Robbie Lawler, former champion. Holly Holm, former champion. Zabit versus Stevens. Tisha versus Weili Zhang. Mickey Gall, Diego Sanchez. Like, this is a lot of fucking good fight for one fight card. I honestly wouldn't be surprised if, like, 2 of these, oh shit, this motherfucker pulled out. This dude got hurt. We got to rebook the fight 2 weeks later. Spread the love a little bit. I'm just saying, if I'm a promoter, that seems smart as fuck. I might be wrong. I'm not a promoter. I'm fucking got negative $30. I'm definitely not a promoter. My bank account will tell you I'm not a promoter. But at least took a couple business classes, right? I'm not just talking out of my ass. It does seem smart. If you got a super stacked fight card and you're like, damn, what are we going to put on UFC 236? Yeah, UFC 235 is looking real nice, but UFC 236, we're still looking for one title fight. Are there any former champions we can call up? Maybe we should move one of these fights. I don't know. Maybe I'm just talking. Maybe that's some shit that behind the scenes that happens, and maybe it doesn't. We don't have those details, so I don't want to speculate on it too much. But I would not be surprised if 1 or 2 of these fights, like, something happens and they're moved to another card that needs some fights. Because, I mean, you would think, to Stamina MC's point yesterday on the panel, man, if you're running out of title fights, what are you going to do with these upcoming cards unless the champions come out healthy and they get right back to it? Jon Jones is making a quick turnaround, it seems, and that's still 3 months later. But compared to what we see from some champions, it seems like a quick turnaround still. I mean, some champions win the belt and don't fight for 6 months. No, I got a shoulder injury, and then also I was training in my back, my neck and my back. They all hurt, and back injuries and neck injuries, you don't want to play with those. So I'm going to take the time to heal these up, because if your back goes, it's gone forever. Like, man, my fucking back, man. Like, I was lifting weights, bro. You don't even know. Yeah, I'm just going to have to hold on to this belt. Yeah, I know it's convenient, right? Killer #1 contender. Can't wait to fight for my belt. But my back, I got to heal up. Knowing good goddamn well, every other fight you've ever went into, you ain't been 100%, and neither has your opponent been. Nobody goes into fights 100%, but when people get the belt, man, my sinuses, my fucking back, my fucking leg, my tonsils. We got new ones my fucking ear, my neck. And you know those backs and those necks. And did you guys hear, man? You got to take your tonsils serious. If you try and fight with bad tonsils, bro, you could lose and you get punched in the throat. Someone could punch one of the things, you could choke on your own tonsil, bro. Serious. You got to take those tonsils serious. You could lose your voice forever. Like, seriously, if I fought with this bad toe, I might have to get it amputated. Like, yeah, we get fucking injuries are serious, bro. All injuries are serious. It's just real convenient that you're injured when you got a #1 contender at your fucking neck. Right, Nico Montano? Right, Rose Namajunas? Sorry. Nico, man, it came to Valentina time. Ah, man, tonsils, ankle. Rose, it comes just Andrade time. Conor bus, neck, traumatized. Okay. I mean, even with Woodley, shoot. I mean, not near as much. He's been a lot more active, especially healthy. And it's a good thing that he took this Usman fight. But for a while, he was saying, no, it's Covington, it's Covington, it's Covington. Covington's like, I don't know. Covington, same thing with the interim title. He got the interim title. Oh, sinuses, fucking Donald Trump injured? My Donald Trump is injured. What? How convenient. Fucking Michael Bisping. No, trust me, guys, my toe in my ear. Yoel Romero wants to fight. No, but I'm injured, guys. I can't fight until GSP's ready. I'm just saying it happens everywhere. It's not a pinpoint. It's something people do. When you're a champion, when you're not super confident that you're going to beat the #1 contender, you prolong it. Whether it's for business or personal. Whether you want to take pictures, Christmas pictures with your family in the belt, or whether it's because you get more money to make appearances when you're the champion. You probably get $5,000 to show up to Metro PCS if you're a champion, compared to $500 if you're not a champion. So while you're the champion, you're going to take your shiny little belt around all the Metro PCSs, make sure everyone's seeing you, get all your money, and then when you lose your belt, you still got some money. I don't hold it against these fucking fighters because it's not like they're rich, and it's not like they got money in the bank, and they should just be wanting to give up their paycheck. Fuck yeah, if you're a fighter and you make more money when you're the champion, you want to be the champion as long as possible. So if you got a fucking killer got you in their scopes, like Yoel Romero, like Jessica Andrade, like Valentina Shevchenko, we got to hold on to these belts. That's just facts I'm spitting right now. Give a fuck who your favorite fighter is. If you got a fighter who becomes the champion and gets real inactive, I'm talking about them. I'm sure everyone's excuse is more valid than the other one. Yeah, no, with her, though, bro, you gotta understand, it's her childhood and her upbringing. What? How the fuck did she get to this point how did you get to this point if you're that fragile? What? You're the UFC champion and now we're talking about this? This should have been the reason you got cut 2 fights in. Your mental shit. That's the reason you never got to attain your dreams and shit. If you want to talk about rough upbringing, let's talk about the people that didn't make it to the UFC. I'm sure they got a bunch of good excuses for your ass. So what, for champions we get to make excuses, but nobody else? Would you get an excuse for the shit you're in? No, we don't get no fucking excuses. Pull up your goddamn bootstraps, especially if you're the fucking champion. And we don't get no damn excuses out here. I would be a fucking millionaire if my fucking and then also my toe, and then if my mom and my dad and my fucking, oh my god. No excuses. You better turn your motherfucking wake up every day and figure this negative bank account out, bitch nigga. Ain't no fucking blame game, ain't no injuries that put you here, dude. And if they did, how the fuck can you better it? Same goes with these champions. These motherfuckers get the champions, UFC champions, and that's when we give them the excuses. Fuck that. That should be when you get no excuses. We know you're one of the baddest motherfuckers out here on the planet Earth. You're a UFC champion, right? You didn't just luck into that belt. Right? Right? You didn't just get lucky and get your belt, right? Well, then fight! Don't use this as an excuse to get healed up to 100%. Because no one else gets that. Some of these motherfuckers got to go in there and fight, even if they know their opponent has steroids in their system. Even if it's a picogram. Tell that shit to Anthony Smith. Tell that shit to Alexander Gustafsson. They're probably not 100%, and they got to deal with this Jon Jones shit. Already the greatest fighter of all time. And what the fuck? Man, another topic for another day, probably. Get the fuck out of here. I'm not buying that shit. No one else buys it for any other fun. And like I said, let's go to Invicta. Let's go to Bellator and ask them, hey, I'm sure you wanted to be in the UFC. How come you didn't make it? Well, man, the fight, my Dana White looking for a fight, I was on there and I got injured right before the fight, so I got pulled. And then my opponent, he got the win and he got the UFC contract. Fuck, man, I got injured in the biggest fight of my life. Do we ever go back and look for all these motherfuckers who got these stories that all are valid? No. Vacate your fucking belt if you're not healthy. You don't want to do that, do you? You're the best fighter in the world. Can't you just come get it back? Huh? Oh, whoa. Full time, shut up. They're injured. They're champions. Think about their childhood. Think about my fucking nuts. My bad. Am I going too far, guys? Let me know. Am I going too crazy here? Am I tripping? Seriously, dog. Who are you talking about? Full time? I'm talking about any champion that gets the belt and goes off into the sunset and takes extended vacations and they act like it's because they're injured. When there's a killer. I named everybody that fits the bill earlier. Nico Montano, Rose Namajunas, Michael Bisping, Colby Covington. All these people that get the belt and take time off when it comes time to fight the killer. I'm sure they all have valid excuses. I'm sure Colby Covington's sinuses are fucked up. I know Nico Montano's fucking tonsils were fucked up. I know Rose Namajunas was traumatized from the bus. I get all that. Vacate your fucking belt. And when you're ready, come back and fight for it because you're the best fighter in the world. And you can just get your belt back because you're the best, right? You're the best. So vacate your belt. Don't hold on to it like a hostage when you got #1 contenders that are fucking starving for this opportunity. Some of them literally are hungry as fuck selling shit. That's all I'm saying. It's just convenient when fighters become the champion or not even just being you become the champion. Sometimes when you're the #1 contender. But the thing about when you're the champion is you're holding up the division and holding up the belt, so it's a little worse. You're holding up somebody's livelihood. Valentina Shevchenko had to wait how long to get that fucking belt from Nico? Why? Valentina could be racking up title defenses, making money for her future children, family, whoever the fuck. For herself. Her life could be moving on. But we gotta wait on Nico's tonsils. Jessica Andrade, her life could be moving on. She wouldn't be selling fucking fight gear and baked goods if Rose was ready to fight. But she's not. Okay, I get it. Rose has a neck injury. Neck injuries are serious. You never want to overextend. Oh, vacate the belt. Come back for it. I get it. There's the dolly thing. Okay. Get your shit right. Come back for your belt. Because right now it's a neck injury with Rose. Before that it was the dolly thing. Regardless, both times it was something. We can make all the excuses we want for these fighters. Colby Covington. It was sinuses first. Now he's got to prove a point. What the fuck ever. You got to... When you become the champion, you're either going to put up or shut up. And a lot of these people, they put up. And some people, they shut up. Some people, they don't fight. Some people, and yeah, they've always got a good injury, a good excuse. But the fact is,
The division's being held up by your excuse. Whatever it is, whoever it is, I can give you names and a list of different champions, and you're going to take your favorite ones and say, no, but this person is serious. Okay, well, then they all are. If you take Rose serious, you got to take Nico serious. If you take Nico serious, you got to take Colby serious. And if you take them both serious, you got to take Bisping serious. You can't pick and choose. You can't say Nico's ducking, but Rose is not. You can't take one person's injury serious and then say this person's not. No, Rose, trust me, it's her neck and her childhood. But Nico, oh, she's ducking. You can't say Colby Covington's ducking, but Rose, no, she's serious. You got to stay consistent. If you see a champion not fighting the title fight, that's what it is. Nobody's 100% when they come into these fights, and nobody gets those excuses when they even matter. You're already the champion. You already fucking achieved one of your dreams, sweetie. All of you. You're already the champion. These motherfuckers are trying to get up and make something of themselves. They get opportunities denied every day over some shit they can't control. Over some injuries they can't control. I was supposed to fight on Dana White's Tuesday Night Contender Series. I was supposed to fight on Dana White looking for a fight. I got signed by Bellator, and guess what? I got fucking injured. Now I lost that opportunity, and no one gives a shit. But oh no, a UFC champion who's shown they were tough enough to climb the fucking ranks, shown they were good enough to win the belt the first time, it's completely asinine to think that they might want to win their belt back or keep the division moving. So there's no names to it. I'm sure some people feel like Colby's ducking and Rose isn't. Some people feel like Nico is and Rose isn't. Some people feel like Rose is ducking and Colby isn't. Pick and choose your favorite duck, goose. Regardless, if you're not fighting because you're not 100%, tell that to every other fighter looking for an opportunity. Because I'll tell you this, about 100% of fighters go into their fights with injuries. I mean, if you're going through a training camp into a real fight, there's going to be some sort of injury you sustain, and a lot of people fight through it. You might get injured in the fight. Is that when you call a timeout and postpone the fight? Hold on, ref, pause. I just fucking hurt my labrum. I just heard that shit pop. What am I supposed to do in here? I'm the champion. I just tore my labrum in a fight. Do I pause the fight and do we stop everything and reschedule? No, if I lose my belt, right? We don't fucking... If it happens in the fight, if you came into the fight knowing that you had some sort of injury, whether it's minor or whether it's one you just had to fight through for that opportunity. So, I mean, I think I've said enough on that topic, and I think a lot of people know where it's going, where that is. I mean, who we're talking about. Just name your favorite fighters who take time off after they get the belt and don't show any biases or special treatment, and you're going to find out it's really a lot of the same shit. I mean, when Cody Garbrandt was the champion, I think it took him a while to give TJ the fight, right? It took TJ a while to get these fights. It's not one person. I'm not singling out Rose. I'm not singling out Colby. I'm not singling out Bisping. I'm not singling out Nico. I'm not singling out TJ Dillashaw or Cody Garbrandt. I'm just talking about what happens. And the people who really get fucked over, it's not the person that's the champion who might have a little pressure applied by the fans. Hey, champ, when you going to defend the belt, champ? What's up, champ? That's not the fucking victim in this situation while you're trying to make these champions fucking victims. Do you realize these are UFC champions? I think that goes over some people's head. These are some tough motherfuckers. They're not the victims in this situation. Maybe you think they are. I don't know. I don't. But even number one contenders are tough as fuck. But if you want to talk about anybody who's getting fucked over, it's not somebody getting a little bit of public pressure on Twitter. It's the person selling their baked goods and fight gear when they're clearly one of the best fighters in the world. Nobody in here thinks Rose Namajunas is walking through Jessica Andrade. Yeah, she's got a... So you might think Rose has a good matchup, and you might be biased and think Jessica is all brute force or what the fuck ever. But you're wrong, but that's another topic for another day. But still, Jessica Andrade is one of the best fighters in the planet, And she's the one that's like defending the belt. Seriously. Who's beating the #1 contenders in the strawweight division right now? Who's the girl that's beating the #1 contenders? Is it the champion defending her belt? Or is it the #1 contender who can't get a title fight, so she's just beating fucking everybody? Beating everybody's ass. Let's pull up these strawweight divisions since we want to take it to Jessica Andrade for a second, because I'm on the Jessica Andrade wagon. I don't think brute force. Get the fuck out of here. Anyone that tells me Jessica Andrade has no skill doesn't know what the fuck they're talking about. If you think Jessica Andrade has nothing but muscle and size at strawweight, you're dog shit, and you got a very non-credible opinion. You don't tell me this girl's got nothing but size on her and she had those wins. What the fuck are you talking about? If you want to talk about weight bully, size advantage, we can talk about like Jessica I or something at flyweight. Because she was getting fucking just losing at bantamweight. 0-4, 0-5, could not get a win. She could not buy a win at bantamweight. Moves down 10 pounds and she's breaking bitches down. Undefeated right now at this weight class. So if you want to talk about somebody who is only winning because the division they're in, talk about Jessica I. Jessica Andrade was winning at bantamweight, and you best believe if there was a flyweight, she'd be winning there, because Jessica Andrade is one of the few girls, one of the few fighters who had somewhat success at 135 and cut 20 pounds. There should be more respect put on this girl's name. What the fuck? You know how disciplined you have to be to drop 20 pounds to the next weight class? Most fighters don't want to drop 10 pounds. If you're dropping 20 fucking pounds, that's discipline. And if you keep getting wins down there and you don't miss the weight, that's commendable, respectable, and you beat every single fucking person in that division except the champion when you got your title fight? Oh my lord. What the fuck are people missing here? Are they not going to have her fight record here? No, because the new UFC website. I mean, here we go. Here's some stuff. They don't have all the stats, but at least they've got the fights. Look at what Jessica Andrade has done at this division. Hill, Calderwood, Andrade. She fought Joanna Jędrzejczyk. That was the only time she lost. She's won every single fight at this division except for Joanna. And she was winning at bantamweight. So with that being said, Calderwood, Hill, Joanna, Gadea, and this isn't even doing her justice. Because the way she's won her fights, the way that Jessica Andrade beat Claudia Gadea, ragdolled one of the best grapplers in the division. Dominated top contender Tisha Torres. Fucking most brutal one-punch knockout in WMMA history. I'm not talking strawweight. I'm talking featherweight. I'm talking bantamweight. I'm talking name a better one. I'm not talking about someone who started off a combination head kick and then they landed some punches. I'm talking one punch, creamed a bitch. All head of row. I'm talking one punch, bitch, flattened like off Don't Be a Menace while drinking your juice in the hood. Don't be a menace to society while drinking your juice in the hood. I'm talking flatlined like a cartoon stuck to the floor. I'm talking you gotta peel this bitch off the mat. That's what Jessica Andrade just did. What she's doing as a #1 contender is unprecedented in the UFC. What men's #1 contender is doing what she's doing in their division? I mean, Kamaru Usman is fucking shit up. But boy, he ain't putting stamps on it, I don't think, like Andrade. I mean, what she's fucking doing is phenomenal. And to the title defense point, if she was the champion, these would be title defenses. And instead of making $20,000 a fight, she might be making $100,000. She might not be selling her fucking fight gear. But guess what she's waiting on? a champion to be a fully 100% perfect time, perfect place, perfect location, perfect setting, 100%. Okay, whatever. We'll wait. Luckily, she got that knockout of the night bonus, so she gets to wait. But boy, I don't even know who's left for her to defend her fucking #1 contender spot against. Look who she's fighting. Who's left for Rose to fight now? Jessica Andrade beat them all. All your title fights are getting beat. Like, the UFC strawweight division. Let's pull up these rank. I don't even know who there's left for Rose to fight. UFC rankings. UFC rankings right here. I really don't. Jessica Andrade is knocking everybody out. There's only one contender left. And that's so fucking that's kind of epic. Like, okay, if you don't want to fight, like, this is what you do when you're the best fighter in the world, by the way, guys and girls. This is what you do when you're the best and you know you're the best. You keep fighting because no one can beat you. Oh, you want to fight? Okay, you can't beat me. Oh, you want to fight? Okay, you can't beat me. Damn, I got to fight somebody else, another #1 contender? Okay, they can't beat me either. That's what TJ Dillashaw did. That's what Jessica Andrade is doing. I get fucking shit on by the UFC or the matchmakers. Whoever the fuck don't want me to get this rematch or this title shot. I guess I got to keep beating #1 contenders. That's what TJ Dillashaw did. Beat 2 more #1 contenders. In the meantime, Jessica Andrade she's beat 3 now, and she still has a few more months to wait. Jessica Andrade has beat 3 top contenders, and she still has to wait 3 more months for this title fight. Okay. And you know what I'm saying? And it's unfortunate if you're Rose in this situation. You can't predict injuries and dolly attacks. But it's like, you beat Joanna, then you took like, what was it, 6 months or was it 4 months to rematch Joanna? Maybe Joanna needed the time. Whoever needed the time. We didn't fight nobody else in the meantime. We didn't become an active champion. We didn't say, okay, let me fight Tisha or let me fight this girl and then I'll fight Joanna. So Joanna's not ready. I guess I'll fight her first. Nope, we waited on Joanna for that fight. So we waited about 4 to 6 months for Joanna for the first one. You beat Joanna again, and now we're about 8 months in. So you've had like 1 title defense in how long? But okay, it's an injury, whatever. That happens. Same with Nico. It was an injury. So Rose Namajunas is in the situation that Nico Montano was in, where you're the champion, but you got an injury. So something's going to have to happen. With that being said, look at these #1 contenders in the strawweight division. Joanna Jędrzejczyk not getting in a strawweight title fight anytime soon unless Jessica wins. So she's not fighting for the title. Nina Ansaroff just bursted onto the scene with the win over Claudia Gadelha. But boy, she ain't gotten close. She's not fighting for the title next. I mean, if you're Andrade, at least you got somebody else you can defend your #1 contender spot against. I mean, literally, if Rose isn't healthy, we might have to see Andrade versus Ansaroff. That's what we're looking at here. Tatiana Suarez is up there. I mean, maybe we see Suarez versus Ansaroff. Because both these girls are close to title shots, but with the division being logjammed, they can't get the next one. As long as Jessica Andrade is up here, none of these girls can get a title shot. So, I mean, maybe we see Suarez versus Ansaroff, but both of these girls just bursted into the top 5. Brand new. I'm talking both these girls are new booties in the top 5. Both of them. Tatiana just made her case with her dominant performance, just now got here over Carla Esparza. And same with Ansaroff. Gadelha only got knocked to the top 5. Like, all of these girls have lost to Andrade or Rose. So there's not much left here. And what sucks kind of for Andrade, once you get the belt, since you fought all these girls when you weren't the champion, you don't get championship pay. You will when you have the belt, but you didn't for these fights. So let's say Rose pulled a GSP, and she was like, listen, guys, I'm not healthy right now. Instead of holding up my division, I'm going to let the belt go, and when I'm healthy, I'm going to come back and win my belt. Let's say she did that, and Jessica got her title, which she deserves. Well, then Jessica when she knocked out Carolina and when she fucking ragdolled Claudia, these would actually be title defenses instead. So she would, you know, now if you do become the champion, they're gonna still be title fights, but there's less people for you to defend your belt against. So, I mean, that's one of those situations. Like we got here because I was saying people treat champions like victims. Instead of looking at like the number one contenders who are getting skipped over and have not really much they can do about it. Stipe Miocic. You know, like there's actually people who seem to be getting fucked over. And it's not the people who have the belts. It's usually the people that are trying to get the belt or are trying to get in the UFC or are trying to get in the top 15. That if you're just wanting to, those are who you need to be looking at. So, moving on, though, also, Cody Garbrandt taking on Pedro Munhoz. TJ Dillashaw responding to Ali Abdelaziz. Polyana Viana putting a beat down on this toothpick-ass dude, man. Tried to rob her with the fucking fake gun. I don't know where she was at, but boy, she was around. I don't know if she was in Brazil's Skid Row. She was around a dumbass criminal and also this dude was stupid, fucking weak. Like, I don't even know what he was thinking. He just thought she was going to be one of the weakest bitch he's ever met. Another thing coming. Oh, this was epic. This is why your daughters, your sisters, whoever, they need to be training some at least jiu-jitsu, if not MMA. I 100% stand by that. Shit, if your sons already ain't, what the fuck are you doing? You must want some weaklings running around this bitch. Motherfucking, you talk about victims, keep letting your kids grow up with no motherfucking martial arts training. Bullied, sad, all type of shit that you come up with in these, man, give them some martial arts training and teach them some self-defense. Don't use that shit as power, as, oh, I'll beat your ass, say something. You know, of course they need the discipline. That's why it's martial arts training. But boy, you ain't gonna have no victims out here in these schools. You know what I'm saying? And I say that because I brought that up because fucking, you know, there's some kids in my family who go through that shit because they don't got no training, no fucking. I'm sitting back thinking, man, if these kids could just train wrestling, MMA, anything, this shit would not be going on. But it does cost money to get in those things. So the kids that I know, they aren't going to be in any training because that shit costs money. But I was just thinking, like, that would save a lot of the shit they're going through and the headache and the bullying and the, oh, this kid said this about me at school. Man, I don't know. That's just a side thought. But still, Polyana Viana, what she did here, phenomenal. I mean, if this was your daughter, your sister, you would probably be, let's go! What are you talking about? Look what she did to this dude. Punk-ass motherfucker right here. And he's happy about it? This dude's over here like, rock on! I just got my ass kicked by a UFC fighter that I tried to rob with a fake gun. Fucking got the dog shit kicked out of him. And look at the fake gun. Oh, no. What the fuck? He had a fake 22. Did that thing even... Bro, there's no barrel on that thing. You didn't even get a toy gun. That was metal. And the color of the orange part. You got a piece of cardboard and walked up on a chick. Give me your phone. Who the fuck steals phones in 2019? Bro, in the hood, niggas stopped caring about laptops and TVs and phones 5 years ago. They don't steal that shit no more. Back in the day, I don't steal shit. I'm not a thief. But back in the day, man, and when you needed some money to eat in the daytime, bro, and if somebody was doing something, whatever your robe was in it, yeah, laptops, TVs, phones, that shit used to matter. They track all that shit, bro. What the fuck do you think you were gonna do? Take her phone and you can't even open it because she's probably got a face unlock on it and a fingerprint. You can't open the phone no more. What are you gonna do, bro? Get $20? I mean, I guess you probably just want a hit of some, whatever your drug of choice is. So maybe someone will give you that. But bro, are there more pictures? Yes. Look how little this dude is. 100% a man's atom weight. Like, I'm proud and everything of this girl, but this dude just baffles me. World's stupidest fucking criminals. And by the way, she's got a UFC shirt on. But he probably doesn't know what the UFC is. He might have thought she was a fan. He might not have been thinking. He might have been out here on some Walking Dead zombie type shit. Maybe he ain't ate. He don't look like he's ate in 10 days. Maybe this nigga ain't ate. Maybe he was that desperate. Like, bro, I haven't ate in 10 days. I'm starving. You can see it in my legs. You can see it in my arms. All I can find is this piece of cardboard. I'm about to rip me out a gun. Use my imagination. You know, I'm trying to... What the fuck did you think you were going to accomplish here, you skinny bastard? Like, I think she could have beat your ass if she didn't train UFC. Like, bro, I'm pretty sure my nephew could give this guy a run for his money if he tried to rob him for his fucking chocolate milk. Maybe not, but either way, she put a fucking beat down on this dude, held him there for the cops. And what's funny, she said when she was whooping his ass, he was the one that started saying, "Call the police." That's how bitch niggas do it. Or, I'll say this, at 2019, you might be smart if you call the police on a bitch, because you can't defend yourself. It's like, you feel like, it's like, man, I can't call a police on a chick, as wild as she is. But you can't do nothing else. You better. It's like, what the fuck do you do? Restrain them, fuck around. You know, you're trying to hold their arms. Like, whoa, quit fucking swinging at me. Hold the arms, fuck around, hold too tight. A little bit of your index finger left a bruise on the motherfucking arm. And so now you're both going to jail. All because you restrained, defended yourself. Nope, you can't do that. Now, that's another topic for another day. That's not what's going on here. But no, here, this dude's just a piece of shit. I mean, I don't even know where to go with this. This motherfucker, I mean, homeless, clearly, hungry, he was trying to get the phone. I'm going to assume this motherfucker was looking for a meal, and I think that's fair. Originally, I was just thinking he's one of the world's dumbest criminals. Like, you little motherfucker tried to walk up with this little cardboard pea shooter, and you thought something was going to come from this? Were you in public? Where was this going down? Were there other people around? Was this dude there? A little interesting. I'm a little curious, but yeah, man, she did this shit like a cop. Probably better than a cop. Cop would have probably just killed this dude, right? Fuck him. Let the fucking, let somebody else deal with him. He's poor. Nobody gives a shit about him, right? Blah, 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 blah. In his back or something, right? UFC fighter, boom. Beat his ass, give him what he needs, what he deserves. Motherfucker, I'm a woman. Bayow! Like, I'm a woman, what the fuck? Bayow! Hit him one time because it's a chick, even if you're the chick. But either way, just restrained him, arm behind his back. You know you don't want no more smoke, bro. Waiting for the cops to get there. Yo, if you're a chick out here and you're not training MMA, you ain't ready for 2019 because that's where it's at. Like, if you're a chick that's beating up 50% of the dudes you encounter's ass, you be out here fucking having a good old time. You know what I'm saying? You can walk, chicks don't be wanting to walk to their cars by themselves. Polyana Viana probably be walking to a car by herself, wishing a motherfucker would. Like, you want me to walk you to your car? No, I got it. Trust it. No, I got this. What, you got something with you? A weapon? I got this. Trust me. She's probably walking out to the car, fucking whatever she could. She's probably trying to provoke an attacker. Probably walking out to the fucking car. Hey, you pussy niggas out there think you want smoke? I'm the baddest bitch you'll ever meet. I'm telling you. Who wants all the smoke? Nobody's walking me to my car. Ready to whoop some ass. I'll believe you that your gun is real. Yo, Polyana Viana not fucking around at all. Beat the dog shit out of this dude. Hey, now he gets what he wants, though. What he needs, maybe. 3 hots and a motherfucking cot. Take your ass, you can get you 3 meals. He probably gonna live better in jail than he is out here, honestly. You get 3 meals. You ain't sleeping on cement and cardboard. Shit. I've always thought that. Like, bro, if I ever go, like, dog shit homeless, like, I've been homeless many times. Not to the point to where I'm sleeping under bridges, though. To where I'm on a couch here, and then I'll, at my homie's couch, because shit's not working out, boom, boom, boom. I've been on couches and cars and shit like that. But if I'm ever cardboard bound and it's winter, I'm probably just gonna walk up to somebody and punch them in their fucking face so I can go to jail. Like, what? You're telling me you guys got heat, food, bed, and I'm out here like this? Give me that fucking jaw, nigga. What are you talking about? It sounds like a good deal. I've definitely thought about that. Like, bro, if it ever gets bad like that, we just gotta go to jail. It is what it is. We gotta fucking, maybe when we get out, people will celebrate us and right. Oh shit. But yeah, man. Also, Megan Anderson believes Cris Cyborg's invincibility made fighters leave the featherweight division. And if that's the case, then bitch is probably about to start bouncing from this bantamweight division. That's what I'm thinking. You know what I'm saying? Like, because you want to talk about invincible, we're talking about Amanda Nunes. We're not talking about Cyborg now. So, if Megan Anderson's right, then people are probably going to start leaving the bantamweight division, right? Because that's the GOAT. There's no ifs, ands, or buts. That's pound for pound. Who's the number one bantamweight contender? Because you don't want smoke with Nunes. Let's look at that. GDR, no smoke with Nunes. Holly Holm, no smoke with Nunes. Caitlin Vieira, no smoke with Nunes. And these other girls really don't. You can say, no, but Kat and Holly, they have a chance. Okay. Probably the same people that thought Valentina beat Nunes both times. Probably the same people that thought Nunes was actually ducking Valentina. No. Sorry. Holly Holm, I mean, how many times can we sell that story? I'm sure it's going to work because it's always there. It's a counter-striker, guys. It don't matter if it's Holly Holm or Wonder Boy. They've always got a chance. It's a counter-striker. Because what if Amanda Nunes, what if she fucking runs straight into Holly Holm? She could just get countered. Oh, shit, son. Doesn't matter that fucking Cris Cyborg already beat Holly Holm and that Holly Holm's not the champion and Amanda Nunes is. And Amanda Nunes been beating everybody put in front of her, including Cris Cyborg. Don't matter. Guarantee you some of the Nunes haters are still going to use, no, Holly Holm, she's our last hope. Holly Holm is the Nunes haters' last hope. And I'm sure some of them are like clinging on to the Kat Zingano straws. Like, oh no, she's got the win. She's got the win, remember? She beat her once. She can do it again. No, she can't. I mean, yeah, anyone can beat anyone, I guess, if you're talking puncher's chance, fucking spinning back fist connects. Oh, shit, that worked. She's on the floor. Oh, my God. Yeah, we can see some fluky shit, but if you're talking about who's the best female fighter on the planet, it's Amanda Nunes. There's not consideration for second. Unless you're talking every division. Then, okay, Cyborg, Nunes. I mean, Cyborg and Shevchenko, second and third. Nunes is number one, though, and if you're talking bantamweights, it's Nunes. So, Megan Anderson, I thought that was interesting, the fact that she believes Cris Cyborg's invincibility made fighters leave the featherweight division because now we actually have an invincible, what seems to be female fighter, and we'll see if this theory holds true. So, with that being said, what I want to do here, pull up the chat, talk with the family for a little bit. We pretty much already had a show for the day with the tangents and the soliloquies and all that shit. We pretty much already had a show for the day. Still want to touch on, just touch on some of these things. We kind of just glanced over them. So I'm going to pull up the chat, chop it up with the family. Then we'll actually look into some of these topics. Almighty Khan says, best female fighter ever. A man, duh. That was actually, you could actually make that I don't know if you were trying to do that. That's actually a really funny joke. If you wanted to make it that way, who's the best female fighter ever? A man, duh. See what I did there? John Taylor said, man, it's rough when Holly Holm is your last hope, and Holly is your last hope. Kat Zingano's on the decline, says Jay Skills. 100%. 100%. And that's why the people that are grasping onto a Kat Zingano straw, good fucking luck with that one. And it doesn't help that she just came off that loss. Megan Anderson versus Nunes, what are we gonna do? Stamina MC says, if Holly Holm is your last hope, you're scuppered. I don't even know what scuppered is, but you're scuppered. You're definitely scuppered. Slay Mundo says, Wonderboy throws wheel kick. Critical hit. That's what I'm saying. Holly Holm throws fucking high kick. Critical hit. Oh, shit. And then you hit Betch Kohea with the bowling ball punch to finish it up. But, man, leading up to that point, Elite XXL says, it's over. I just get here. It's not all the way over, Elite XXL. Holly's head kick is wicked, says Jay Skills. K Murphy says, not mine. I bet against her even when she won the belt, so I'd still bet against her stamina. Jay Skills says, if Nunes gave Cyborg a rematch, the outcome will be different. I mean, yeah, it might take a minute 51. I 100%. That's facts. The outcome's going to be different. Cyborg's not getting knocked out in 51 seconds again. It might take 2 rounds this time, but for sure, it's not going to be 51 seconds again. Cyborg, there's no way she gets knocked out in 51 seconds twice. But I think if Amanda Nunes fought Ronda Rousey again, she'd fight a little smarter too. I think if Amanda Nunes fought Ronda Rousey, she would go in there thinking, how can I avoid this bitch for at least 51 seconds? I'm not going to be able to change who wins the fight, but I'm going to last longer than I did in the first fight. Like, you got to let me do better than that. Blaze One Sports says, where's Brock? I think he's over in, like, Saudi Arabia getting that fucking Arab money. Like, not even being racist, but it's like, fuck, I guess I'm not politically correct. I couldn't think of something politically correct to say. But, like, Saudi Arabia, or where's that place everyone goes? Like, they're super fucking rich, and they have flamethrowers and jetpacks, and Dubai. Dubai? Either Saudi Arabia, Dubai, one of those places, like, did a deal with the WWE, and that deal included Brock Lesnar. And so it kind of made Brock Lesnar reconsider, I think, coming to the UFC. Because if you think about it, would you rather go to, like, Dubai or Saudi Arabia and make hella money to fucking do WWE? It's scripted. Or make less money to fight Daniel Cormier? Because I'm sure, I would imagine, the UFC isn't going to be able to compete with, like, a 3-fight deal from Dubai or some shit. Maybe they could. But if you're Brock Lesnar, which one's more appealing? The fake fight, where there's multiple of them, you get to do it, it's like 3 times, and it's like a new country or something. Slay Mundo says it's oil money full time. There you go, there you go. Dutch Style Black Cloud says Dubai. Boom, you knew what I was talking about. Yeah, so do you want some of that oil money over there, dog? You know what's funny? My brother was just saying something about that like 2 days ago. He was like, God, man, they must have had a lot of fucking oil over wherever we invaded. You remember when gas prices were like $4 a gallon? I don't remember the year because I wasn't even driving. I was in like high school or middle school, something. But like gas prices before the war, which one was it? I don't know. When you're growing up poor, you don't think about politics, none of that shit. So it wasn't, and I'm still poor, but I'm grown at least now, so I at least keep up with some of the shit. But I wasn't thinking about none of that shit growing up. No politics, no Republican, no Democrat, no government shutdown. None of that was on my mind. I was thinking about fucking school, chicks, my homies, whatever game I was playing at the time, whatever. I wasn't thinking about nothing like that. But everybody knew when gas prices shot up to like $4, $3 a gallon, $5 a gallon, however much. It was expensive. It was ridiculous. But it's like, man, even today the shit's like $1.80. Like, boy, they must have had a lot of oil over there. A lot of gas, you know what I'm saying? Like, man. But yeah, would you rather have that oil money to fight in the WWE, or would you rather come over here and make some UFC money to fucking get your ass kicked in real life by Daniel Cormier? I'm him says all this money. I'm thinking Uncle Sam. Yo, wouldn't it be nice to be Uncle Sam? Like, I want to beat Uncle Sam. That'd be nice. That's a lot of money. Yeah, he's definitely balling. Lolita David, it says 2008 or so. Yeah, 2008. Boom, right about that time. 2007, 2008. Yeah, maybe even a little earlier, bro. Maybe even, no, you might be right. Yeah, sometime around then. Because I graduated, I was supposed to graduate in 2009, but I graduated early by like a half a year. So I graduated like December of 2008. So, yeah, I'm pretty sure it was before that. But either way, yeah. Somewhere around then, either way. gas is still cheap as fuck. It's either way, we're like 10 years later, and gas is still cheap compared to that. So it's like, damn, they must have hit the jackpot. Mundo says, I'm more concerned with NBA shutdown rather than a government shutdown. That's what I'm talking about, man. Or NFL at this point, playoffs, first round just over. Tell me some NFL is shutting down. I'm going to be pissed. I need to see what happens with these motherfucking Cowboys. You know, Conor McGregor, they got the Conor McGregor blessing. Not a curse, the blessing. So they moved on. I mean, let's go. Alita David has found giant oil deposits in Pyramid Basin in Texas. I don't know nothing about that shit. Almighty Khan says, all money, Petro, Saudi-owned America. Look into it. Definitely not looking into that because I don't give half the fucks. If they own us, they own us. That's how I, like, growing up, that, like, it's kind of how you look at it. Like, oh, if it's some shit you can't control, you just don't even focus on it. And growing up, government, all that shit, that's how we looked at it. I don't think about none of that shit because it's out of my control. Someone tried to tell me some conspiracy shit. Like, bro, are you serious? You're not going to look into it? And they're going to kill you all? It's like, nigga, well, then we're going to die together. I don't give a fuck what you niggas are talking about. I can't fix it. Neither can my broke ass family. Like, that's something y'all need to be taking care of. It's not something for little old full time. Remove Lizard said, time to wear my tinfoil hat. No, we're not going tinfoil for sure. Slay Mundo, we're already shadow banned. We're definitely not going any more tinfoil. We need to just run natural gas. We have plenty of it, and it runs just fine. Tinfoil snapbacks at the ready, says Stamina MC. Are you coming out Henry Cejudo versus TJ? Am I coming out? Oh, counting out Henry Cejudo versus TJ. Oh, no. Fuck no, not at 125. At 135, for sure, I would have looked at TJ as the winner. But at 125, fuck no. I'm the guy that said Henry Cejudo was going to beat Demetrius Johnson in the rematch. Put respect. Do you know what Henry Cejudo is? He's an Olympian. Olympic gold medalist, too. He's not just an Olympian, because that's not enough. Ronda Rousey was an Olympian. Not enough. Henry Cejudo is an Olympic gold medalist. Only one time. But I've got an affinity for gold medalists. And it's all in part due to Kayla Harrison. I didn't give a shit about your medals before Kayla Harrison. That's facts. I didn't look at a guy like, oh shit, that motherfucker got a gold medal in water polo? He's about to be a monster over here. Nope. Honestly, I don't even watch the Olympics like that, bro. I watch them if they're on, or if it's the part that I care about, but I don't just watch them all day, every day. So, he is an Olympic gold medalist, though. That means a lot in these MMA streets. Especially if it's combat sport. No, but seriously, I'm not counting out Henry Cejudo by any means at 125. I mean, he just beat the GOAT, right? So he's kind of like the stand-in GOAT for one. No, for two, it's his division. It's 125. We've never seen TJ make the cut. And he's looking phenomenal. I'll say that. He's looking phenomenal. Pissed his pants and everything. No, that was fucking funny, though. TJ posted this weight, you know, on his cut to 125 with the pissy pants. No, he joked and said that in the lab. He said, training lab gangsters straight flexing in the garage. Who thinks I'm looking fragile and weak? Oh, and you're not cool unless you pee your pants. Looking to get a six-pack? No better way than joining my fit and fight course at tjdillashaw.com. Promise you will not be disappointed. No filter, Team Dillashaw, training lab strong. Tried to tell y'all about the training lab. I mean, I can keep telling you about the training lab. They got the science. They got everything that you need to make a high nigga pie, if you know what I'm saying. I mean, they got the whatever. I think USADA needs to get with these guys and figure out what they know, because these seem like the smartest motherfuckers on the planet when it comes to this weight cutting and shit. Like, right now, the two best gyms for me in the world fight teams, ATT, AKA. Not really close. But you know who's making a run? A big run at coming up to one of the best of all? That's the training lab. In Colorado. Is the training lab in Colorado Because I know TJ's like doing his own thing in California now. Is that the training lab? Elevation Fight Team is who I'm thinking of. They're phenomenal. And TJ Dillashaw was training with Elevation Fight Team. Now, the training lab, this is TJ Dillashaw's own personal shit. He's on a whole nother level with this shit. They got the scientists, but they know what they're doing. And they're not failing fucking drug tests. So whether it's because they know the best supplements that fighters need to be taking, or it's because they know how to beat the system, which I'm going to go with the first one, because the second one's, you don't want to accuse nobody of that. Don't tell that to Team Alpha Male, though, who said, Team Alpha Male said TJ showed everybody at Team Alpha Male how to use steroids. That was really dumb of Cody Garbrandt. Even if it's true, you're kind of snitching on your teammates, bro. Are you saying that they were willing to learn? He said TJ Dillashaw showed everyone at Team Alpha how to use steroids. What, did they sit around like it was a fucking, seminar? Or did they say, TJ, what the fuck are you doing? You're going to ruin your career. We don't cheat. Or did they sit around and learn? Okay, Cody. But no, seriously. They're not failing their drug test, so USADA needs to go say, hey, are you guys using, I don't know the names, Power Block 1000? Are you guys using Work Hard 78X? What supplements are you guys using and what science? USADA needs to pay for this information. So they can go tell Jon Jones, listen, dog, you don't need the turbinol in your system. Or, oh, wait, never mind. It was just a picogram from prior use. They can go tell whoever, their favored fighters, whoever the UFC wants to help out, right? The Mickey Galls of the world, the guys that get the favorable matchmaking. The Sage Northcutt, who's no longer with the UFC, the Paige Van Zants. They need to take TJ Dillashaw's supplements and give them to their favorite fighters. They need to take that science. Send Paige Van Zant to the training lab. They ain't fucking around. You're going to have a lot more success sending her to the training lab, I think, than just sending her out into the octagon. Mickey Gall, train with the training lab, bro. You'll be fucking all these dudes up. Be able to rematch Randy Brown in no time. But no, they ain't fucking around at the training lab. And the way they cut weight, they got it down to a science. And I believe, if I'm not mistaken, Alex Hernandez, up-and-coming stud, going to be fighting Donald Cerrone. I think he's out of Elevation Fight Team or the training lab, one of those. Either way, I'm just impressed with what they've got going on because they're all fucking savages. What they do with weight cutting, the science, everything, they've got it down. So, with that being said, John Taylor says, I don't want anyone to look into anything really. I don't care. Yeah, I'm kind of with you there. I mean, you can look into it and go down that rabbit hole if you want, but that's your loss. That's your bad. Cheryl says the earth is oh my, the Mandela effect is real and Amanda Nunes is still. Oh shit. Why'd you have to mix the facts in with the conspiracies? And the Mandela effect, bro, that one's wild to me. That one, I might be wrong, but that one kind of sounds like a crock of shit to me. Maybe I'm wrong. I mean, I did grow up hearing the Berenstein Bears, and someone said, no, it's like the Bearstein Bears. I'm like, oh, maybe none of us gave a shit when we were younger to remember it was actually the Berenstein Bears. I don't know. But, like I said, I'm definitely not about to look into a Berenstein encyclopedia. Slay Mundo in here. TJ built his own, says Elite XXL. Yeah, they have the science all right. Full of roids, says Mr. Perfect 2005. When's the last time that you heard TJ Dillashaw had any picograms in his system? That is completely not fair. You can't accuse somebody of being on steroids if they've never failed a drug test. And you can, because a lot of people, and it's funny, right? There's people that are actually on steroids that know what they're talking about. Like, it popped up in my YouTube suggestion. I'm not Googling or YouTubing steroids. But with this whole Jon Jones shit going on, the YouTube algorithm decided to put some shit into my, you might like this. And it was, is Jon Jones dirty or not? And it was like a panel of 3 guys who all took steroids. And they were like, yeah, no, this is bullshit. The half-life, this doesn't make any sense. Yeah, no, this is bullshit, guys. Jon Jones is pretty much using. They've got a better opinion than me. I'm just looking at this shit. But these are people who actually use steroids on a daily basis, train hard, tattoos on their face because they probably were roid rage and said, "This sounds fun! Gah!" I don't know if that's how they do it. This sounds fun! Yeah, tattoo on my face. But with that being said, look, you want to see a video that popped up on my timeline with this whole Jon Jones, Jeff Novitzky? I'm not going to play it. But the video was from a year ago, and I swear to God, I did not search this out. I'm not going to play it. This came on my recommended tab. Victor Conte. He's the dude that a lot of doping with MLB players. Baseball, I couldn't think of the 3 letters for baseball. MLB, track and field. Victor Conte has been behind a lot of athletes who have had their performance enhanced. And so he got busted before, and he pretty much like some big steroid dealer type dude. And in the investigation, Jeff Novitzky's one of the main people that was dealing with him. He was talking about how Jeff Novitzky used to go through his trash and find the supplements and dig through his trash to really, he was the main guy on his ass. But this was the headline of the video. I was like, what? So I had to clearly listen to the video. Because it's more relevant now than ever. Literally, this video is called Victor Conte, and then it's got the colon. Investigator Jeff Novitzky is a liar. This was a year and a half ago. Way before the UFC, Jon Jones, all that shit. But and now you're getting people commenting, clearly, right? Fucking, I want to hear Victor's take on 60 picograms of Jon Jones. You're getting people commenting recently. This rings more true than ever. They're saying, oh, look, Victor Conte last year said Jeff Novitzky's a liar, and now he's covering for Jon Jones. So if you want to go down a rabbit hole, you can go down that one. I know this was definitely a very interesting interview. When I seen that, I definitely had to go check it out. So that's interesting. Work hard, 7-8X. That's some bomb shit, son, says Stamina Embassy. I'm just saying, work hard, 7-8X, get hard, Green Rhino. They're all out here. Slay Mundo says the dudes at Alpha Male are all squares. Hey, a lot of people are squares. Honestly, a lot of people that grew up normally, you could say, turned out to be squares. Because they're not hip to all the bullshit that actually goes on and the dark side of shit. And, so you're squares. You don't know any better. Especially athletes. A lot of athletes are squares. Professional athletes and more. Got a lot of guys that make it to the NBA. People assume they're fucking thugs and shit. A couple of them, yeah, maybe they got some criminal element in their family. But a lot of them dudes are fucking squares. A lot of them got to where they're at because they avoided the criminal element and they went the path of always having some sort of structured, disciplined athletics. And when you're always in football camp or always in football practice or basketball camp or basketball practice or track, you ain't got time to get hip to the game. So a lot of the times you're a square when you're a professional athlete. Same, especially if it's like a white, not a white sport, because that's not what MMA is, but a non-predominantly black sport. Oh, you're going to have more squares than ever. Because these people grew up with kind of decent lives and decent upbringings, and they kept their mind, they stayed focused. And so now they don't know, they're kind of naive to a lot of shit. Squares. Pretty much a square is just somebody that's kind of naive to a lot of the bullshit. But no, 100%. If you went to a gym, you're going to find a lot of good people that are good-hearted. And because, that's the thing with squares. They're innocent to an extent. Because they just don't know any better. But that don't surprise me at all. Because a lot of these people are probably lifelong athletes. Mr. Perfect 2005 says, yeah, they have the science all right. I already read that. Kenshiru MMA says FBI informants and snitches are protected by the agency like Jones is protected by USADA. 100%. 100% Kenshiru MMA. I really, I have a feeling all of this hearsay and blah blah and lip service, all of it is because they can't come out and say, listen, guys, He fucking snitched. He gets special privileges. He's helping us. You can't say that shit publicly. Listen, guys. Ding, ding, ding. Remember the substantial assistance clause? He gets special privileges because he's snitching. Just like a drug dealer who snitched and he got to get back out and sell drugs. He's not a fucking... He didn't change his ways. He snitched and got out of his time. So now he's back. And as long as he keeps helping us, we're going to let him keep fucking selling fucking drugs. There's undercover cops that sell drugs because they don't want to blow their cover, do drugs, all type of shit. Same with informants. Same shit here. 100% Kenshiro. That's the big elephant in the room that don't get talked about a lot in this situation. Alita David has said PVZ's going to beat Rachel Ostovich. Well, she better. She just got beat. Rachel Ostovich just got out of a fight last fucking month with her fucking boyfriend or baby daddy or whoever. She literally just had a broken orbital. This is a fight Paige Van Zandt better win. Because you already can't go back to flyweight, I believe. You know why? I literally, it's out of the picture. Paige Van Zandt already had bad weight cuts, and now she's got fake boobs. Nothing against them. Hey, simp segment, what you talking about? Definitely nothing against them. But if you're talking about weight cut, you already couldn't make 115, and now you got, what, I don't know how many pounds they are. Let's just say fucking 4. 4 pounds of titties on your chest that you used to not have? That's 4 extra pounds you would have to cut. So now all you can do if you're Paige Van Zandt is fight at 125. And you need a winnable fight. You're not going to be the champion. No chance against Valentina and those girls because you couldn't win at 115, honestly, against the top competition. So you're going to have to fight girls like Rachel Ostovich and girls off the Tough Show probably. You might see some Paige Van Zandt versus Nico Montano. You know, it's going to be winnable fights. And this is one of those. Nobody really knows much about Rachel Ostovich, her fighting, at all. Honestly, before the Paige Van Zandt booking, I didn't know who Rachel Ostovich was, and once I seen who she was, I completely got it. Rachel Ostovich does not look like a UFC fighter, you guys. This bitch looks like a model. Let me pull her up. Like, it's not close. Like, most fighters, right, they don't have titties and ass. Like, we're just talking here. I got to talk what's on my mind. This girl, she's got what? She don't need to be fighting like that. Rachel Ostovich. You know, a lot of girls that are fighting, they don't got that. They be fighting. You know, folks, whatever the reason. Oh, that's funny. I came up on Coach's video. But Rachel Ostovich, I need to go to images. Rachel Ostovich. Like, she's a baddie. Like, Mackenzie Dern is too. But look at this girl. This was like before the UFC or no? What the fuck? That don't look like a UFC fighter right there. And that's just from the front. We ain't even seen the back. You know what I'm saying? Baddie. What? What? UFC fighting? You cannot tell me this bitch could not just go on like Instagram or Snapchat because they got the paid Snapchats. You can just advertise on Instagram. You cannot tell me this chick couldn't just make money posing like this on Instagram. In 2019, bitches are making a killing doing that. Get you some Arcana or some CBD oil, put it right here. Like, hey guys, check out this new CBD oil. You know, everyone's looking right here, but as long as you got the CBD oil at the top of the picture, I'm telling you, I've seen it work for Paige Van Zandt. After the boob job. She was like advertising some CBD oil, but it just so happened she posted it right above her tits. Like, so I was like, damn, what am I looking at? The CBD oil or what? You know, so so already don't look like a fighter. It's not like you can think of, honestly, unless you did your research. I can't. I'm full-time. I can't. I don't know who Rachel Ostovich fought last. I don't know how many fights she has in the UFC. I don't know if she's coming to Invicta. 100% right now, I don't know any of that. And this fight's been announced. She had the headlines with her husband. I still didn't look up her fights. That tells you something. This is a simp show. Paige Van Zandt versus Rachel Ostovich is for the simps. It's a good first impression. ESPN Plus first card. How do you get a good first impression? I mean, shit, one of the only things you could have did is like book Mackenzie Dern versus Rachel Ostovich. But Paige Van Zandt has the bigger name. fuck it. Book Paige Van Zandt versus Mackenzie Dern. But you don't want both of them to lose, right? Somebody's got to lose. So, yeah, Rachel Ostovich, she's probably going to lose this fight. And I think the UFC probably knows that. And I don't think it's a winnable fight for Paige Van Zandt. So, with that being said, also, let's just, on paper, no Paige Van Zandt fight. Do you guys think that Rachel Ostovich or any other fighter would be cleared? Or remember there was a big deal made when Michael Bisping was allowed to fight 4 weeks later. He didn't even get knocked out. I don't think he had any broken bones even. He fought GSP and he got knocked down. Not knocked out. He got knocked down in the fight and choked out. And that was a little bit of a big deal. Like, what? Michael Bisping just lost his belt last week and he's already booked in another fight? And he got dropped? He's fighting Gastelum? That don't seem right. And what happened to his medical suspension? Oh, it's in Shanghai? Oh, now we get it. Okay. It's in Shanghai. They don't give a fuck about a medical suspension, right? And that's what we assumed. And
that jack didn't work, so he's got to try and get another one.
Okay.
He said you might want to check on his sister too, but he said he should have another one right or something.
All right. Yeah, so, fuck, where was I at, you guys? I was talking about, oh yeah, this fight, medical clearance. Okay. So, Michael Bisping cleared the fight. It's Shanghai. We're like, okay. Derek Lewis cleared the fight. That one, all right, whatever. Like, by the way, by now, do you guys just see the UFC does whatever the fuck they want? Probably are going to continue to do so. Yeah, medical suspension, unless we need you. Medical suspension, nah, we're good. Interim champion, don't give a shit. Clearly just do whatever the fuck they want here. Because the Daniel Cormier, I believe, and Derek Lewis had the medical suspension going into that fight. Derek Lewis for sure. Medical suspension, just fought. Same with Bisping. So now let's go fast forward here. Because Rachel Ostovich, she wasn't in a fight where she got a medical suspension last month with another UFC fighter. It was actually a little more personal. Actually, it was a situation where she got into a fight, I think, with, I don't know if it's her husband or her boyfriend or her baby daddy. Her significant other. He thought she was cheating on him, and he used that as an excuse to fucking beat her. And, like I said, even if your chick is cheating, that's not an excuse to beat her. Even if your bitch is crazy, that's not an excuse to beat her. You go to, if a cop shows up, there is no crazy bitch defense. It's not legal to hit anybody, let alone a fucking female. That's even worse in a lot of people's eyes. So, she gets in this domestic dispute, broken orbital bone. What was this, last month? So, was the injury not as bad as we all deemed? Maybe it wasn't broken. But it was still pretty bad, right? So it's like, in a vacuum, it kind of seems the UFC is, oh, and this is how much, yeah, they just don't give a shit about Rachel Ostovich. You know, I was trying to be careful with saying that because I don't like making statements like that without really feeling like I know what I'm talking about. But actually, yeah, take in the fact that they not only booked her 1 month after a broken orbital, right? They not only booked her right after she's going through this domestic dispute. Andrea Lee, did she have to fight immediately after that? I mean, can we give this, can she get some time to get her shit together? I don't know. But it is a huge opportunity for Rachel. So maybe she wanted to fight. But if you're the UFC, do you just make the better judgment call and say, no, I don't think this is a great idea? I don't know. That's for you to be the judge. But I'll say this. So they book her 1 month after the whole domestic dispute with the broken orbital. And not only do they keep her on the fight card against Paige Van Zandt, and I'll ask you this. Do you guys think they're doing Rachel Ostovich a favor here or Paige Van Zandt? Tell me in the chat. Do you think the matchmaker looked at this as a winnable fight for Rachel or Paige? I think they want Paige to win. I might be wrong. Could be wrong. But so not only She's booked to fight after the broken orbital. I'm sure a commission probably wouldn't have cleared that if she got her orbital broken in a fight in the UFC. And they booked Greg Hardy on the same card. That's what made me reconsider. Oh, yeah, they clearly don't give a fuck about her. Like, they're pretty much not sacrificing. You could say that word, but I don't like that word. But kind of sacrificing Rachel Ostovich to Pedro Munhoz in a sense. It's a tough fight. You got a lot of shit going on personally. You might still be a little injured. And oh, by the way, we're also going to put Greg Hardy on the card, which is probably going to add to more questions. I'm sure during the media scrums, how do you feel about the UFC booking Greg Hardy on this card, even though you just got your ass whooped? Your turn. How do you feel about Greg Hardy, who also, like, what? So now she's probably going to be getting asked about Greg Hardy throughout the week. You think she wants to talk about fucking domestic violence this week? No. But she's still booked, and she's going to be taking on Paige VanZant. So, I mean, it is what it is there. But with that being said, let me pull up the chat. I want to see some of you guys' thoughts on that. Because this is a tough fight for Rachel. All things given, this is a tough fight. Excuse me. Like always, my motherfucking allergies. But this is a tough fight for Rachel. And if you're Paige, honestly, does it get much better? Like, if you're Paige and you lose this fight, WWE, sweetie. It's not for you. Like, if you're Paige and you lose this fight, seriously, it's not for you. You're fighting a chick that's going through some shit personally, so her head's not in the game. She's probably still a little injured from the domestic dispute. And Greg Hardy's on the card. That might distract her a little more. Like, I feel like if Paige loses this fight, she's just got to reconsider, like, maybe Dancing with the Stars, like anything else. It's just not going to be MMA because you can't go to 115. You lost your first fight at 125 against Jessica Rose Clark, who wasn't even a top 10 contender at the time. So Paige already shown she's not going to be able to beat a top contender. Can't go back down to 115. She don't have much options except for to literally fight 125-pound super fights. And by super fights, I mean simp fights. Fights that people will at least be able to watch. You know, like, maybe if Paige beats Rachel Ostovich, she can fight Mackenzie Dern. You know? Another good-looking fight. Not the fight itself, but the fighters. Who knows? Pulling up the chat. Oh, I didn't even tell you guys about what the fuck happened this morning. So, this would be a good time for a break anyway. We're going to do like a simp segment or a fucking song break. So, I told you guys my internet was getting shut off last night, right? Because my brother couldn't make it to the pawn shop to pawn his TV, so he'd have his half on the bill. So, check this out. Bro goes to the pawn shop this morning. Everything's fine. We're going to get our internet paid. On the way, and he has to use my car because his TV doesn't fit in his little car. It doesn't fit in the back seat. It's like a 52-inch or something TV. So he had to pawn it, right, so we could pay our bill. Doesn't fit in his car, so he has to take my car. Well, I've had a bad tire for like the last month now. Actually, I've had 3 bad tires. But 2 of them are better now because they got changed, even though I think my alignment's fucked up, so it's still fucking up my front tire. But I had a real bad tire up front. I'm talking, I've been driving and my power steering's going out too. I've been having to hold on to this thing hard. Like, if you let go of the wheel, this thing just goes left. Like, you will fucking crash. You have to hold on to the wheel. Or, I'm telling you, I've been driving a death trap. It's all good, though. That ain't shit. But, this dude comes on the way home from the pawn shop. My fucking tire blows. So now my shit's like 2 blocks up the street. Tire blown, parked, and we ain't got a jack here. So I'm waiting on fucking, I called my boy, seeing who has a jack. I got to get a jack. But yeah, that's just wild news. But I know a lot of you guys don't give a shit about that. That was just an update on last night. So we got the internet paid, clearly. But now, my fucking tire's blown. But it's crazy because, like, bad shit happens, but good shit always happens. It's like, so it's like, I don't look at it as a bad karma thing. Cause I've been, you know, it's actually, it's funny. something will happen, but it's always something that helps. Like, okay, I got my bills paid and rent paid and all that shit. Now this tire blows, I'm fucked because my bank account is negative. Well, just luckily, today happens to be the day that I get $100 from Patreon. So boom, now that I got $100 from Patreon, I can use that to buy my new tire. So I'm still going to be rolling. So take it in stride and having some fun with it. But yeah, man, with that being said, let's go to a little simp segment for now. I think this is a good topic right afterward. You know, talking about little Rachel Ostovich or little Paige Van Zandt. Let's see what we got. Where's my damn computer? What the fuck? All right, here we go. Home keys. All right, we're looking for what? Instagram and simp segment. There we go. Hey, Viana Kunitskaya, what's going on the beach, though? Simping ain't ever been easy, you guys. But speaking of Viana MMA on Instagram, Viana Kunitskaya, she's going to be taking on Marion Renault. And do you guys know where that fight's going down? Do you guys know where Viana Kunitskaya is going to be fighting? UFC Wichita. You motherfucking heard it right. March 9th. That's only about an hour away from where I am now. The city I was born and raised in. The state. UFC is making their Kansas debut. Viana Kunitskaya is going to be on the card. And I've said, I don't care who's on the card. I'm going. You can book Viana Kunitskaya versus Marion Renault as the main event, and I'll still go to this fight card. That's what I'm talking about. Can't wait. Dear Summer, I miss you. Hashtag Los Angeles. Hashtag California. Foxy, and you know the comments. We got to do this. From Stamina gave me this idea. We got to look through some of these comments. We got to see. It's the simp segment. It's not all about the ladies or the guys. Even though there's not much guys, we're going to scroll through here. But still, we're going to have some fun here. I want to see, like, just one of the most cringy comments. At MMA Cheeks. MMA Cheeks. I always said you have a very sweet ass. Who does this? What's the next move? Your fan. I hear you. Hey, man, there's simps out there. I'm sure there's a few of you guys. I might run across one of your comments out here. Megan Anderson. Yo, I'm sure, like, the Invicta weigh-ins are lit. Am I wrong? Like, only dudes at the weigh-ins? Like, I know there's some simps that definitely watch Invicta only for the weigh-ins. True featherweight, she said. Oh, snaps. You know what that means, right? True featherweight. ... I still want to see it. Megan Anderson versus Cris Cyborg. I mean, it can still happen. Cyborg's got one fight left on her contract. Megan Anderson's hinting that she wants the smoke. But does she really? Danny Phoenix. The cheeks, the edges, all there. Ultimate Domingo na minha cidade maravilhosa. Então vamos de praia. Que o amo o mar. That's what she had to say. I'm telling you guys, you know a fighter is bad when they're on the simp segment and we don't even know who they are. I only put fighters on this Instagram. I only followed fighters who I know who they are. But there's also an account called MMA Cheeks. And if they post you, and the simp segment is so inclined, we gotta go find you. And that's how Danny Phoenix got on this list. Tatiana Suarez, never been fucking around. Can't wait to see what she can do in the strawweight division with her wrestling skills. We really don't see many girls with the skills of Tatiana Suarez. that have been wrestling for as long as Tatiana Suarez. There's not many of them out there. This girl has the potential to be a UFC champion. The problem is there's 2 girls in her way right now. Rose, number 1, logjam in the division a little bit. Number 2, Jessica Andrade. I would love to see Tatiana Suarez versus Jessica Andrade, but until Rose gets off the crown, we gotta wait. Shit, or get off the pot. Because Tatiana Suarez and Jessica Andrade are on the way. The mind is everything. Keep your thoughts positive because thoughts become your words. Keep your words positive because words become your behaviors. Keep your behaviors positive because your behaviors become your habits. Keep your habits positive because your habits become your values. Keep your values positive because your become your destiny. Mahatma Gandhi. I thought his name was Muhammad Gandhi or something. Muhammad Gandhi. I didn't know it was Mahatma. Is this that effect? The butterfly effect or Mandela effect? What'd you guys say? The Mandela effect? Wasn't his name like Mandela Gandhi? I mean Muhammad Gandhi? I didn't know it was Mahatma. I guess it's kind of similar. Pearl Gonzalez. Sexy nerd swag. Not ever fucking around. Over there dominating in Invicta. Left the UFC. Picked it up in a major way. Alright guys, I think this has probably been the longest simp segment we've had to date. Alright. Dicks back in your pants. Pause. No hetero. They should have never been out. But yeah, man, let's talk a little MMA though. We've been talking it. Let's keep it going. Somebody came in the comments the other day and said, hey, you know what I think? I think nobody wants to listen to a 2-hour video for their MMA news. Well, if you're only here for your MMA news, you probably got a problem, brother. This is more of a live show. This isn't just an MMA news website. Definitely not what I'm looking for. Kenshiro MMA Ryu says, Megan, my type of tall Amazon girl. She can tower over me and force me to muff dive any time. Oh, am I wrong for laughing at that? I'm sure someone's judging me somewhere. Oh, he laughed at that joke? He's a pervert, motherfucking misogynistic piece of shit. Yeah, you got me. What the fuck ever. Make your judgments. Slay Mundo says, ow, shit, I just saw a dude who only covers women's MMA. I just saw this dude who only covers women's MMA. I don't only cover women's MMA. I think even coaches venturing into men's MMA a little bit. Stamina MC says, last Sunday in my marvelous city. Now let's go to the beach. I love the sea. That's what she said. Nobody cares. You could have put that shit in Chinese. No, full-time. You're just badly educated. And that's probably... I'm not very educated. I went to, like, a college for, like, 1.5 years. I'm, like, 4 credits away from my 2-year degree. And I went to public school. I'm very badly educated. I would agree. But what's crazy is, as badly educated as I am, you don't realize how many fucking donks I live around. And just complete momos, as Uncle Joey would call them. Do you know how hard it would be for me to find unintelligent conversation? I can't say intelligent conversation because I'm not that smart. But if I just want to have an intellectual conversation, I literally got to load up the YouTube and talk to you guys. There's not many fucking... I don't have many people I chill with and that just talk about the same shit and enjoy the same shit as me. So, unless I want to hear you intellectually speak about something you're interested in, like some of these people, and even then, whew. But yeah, man, yeah, full-time family comes through. On another show, says Cam Murphy, Stamina MC says, bit more of specialist interest, Alan Clark. LML full-time wild, says Jay Skills. I wouldn't call that a joke, says John Taylor. Kenshiro Rio MMA with $10 in the motherfucking super chat. Holy flying flipping flapjacks. Life is tough full-time. Keep on hustling. I'm doing the same too as a single dad. I stay away from them hoes. I eat good. My kids eat good every day. No simple here. Yo, Kenshiro. I appreciate that $10, but make sure you guys go check out Kenshiro Ryu MMA. He does gaming and stuff like that. He does it live. I've stopped in a couple of them, man. He's definitely hustling over there. So make sure you guys check out Kenshiro Ryu MMA, and I do appreciate that 10 in the super chat for sure, man. I mean, it's like that Drake song. I've been down so long, it looks like up to me. I don't even feel like I'm in a bad situation. Like, when I see a negative bank account, any of that shit, a busted tire, that don't get to me. I can be over here salsaing. Like, you really have to. I'm not. It's just what it is, bro. But I appreciate that, and it's good to hear you're doing. As a single dad, I definitely respect that grind because there's a lot of fucking piece of shit dads out here, even if they're fucking with their kids who I don't rock with them motherfuckers because if you ignore your kids so you can argue and fight with your baby mama, I don't fuck with that. So the single dad struggle, just respect to you just on that alone. And as far as eating good, that is one of my main goals, bro. I want to get back in the gym so I can go every fucking day, and I want to eat healthy. But those both I plan on doing once I am in a better situation because I owe Genesis Health Club too much fucking money right now, so I need to go somewhere else. But membership fee, and as far as eating good, that shit costs money too. But that's something I'm willing to spend on because it's like, if you're gonna spend money on anything in this planet, why wouldn't it be what goes into your body? Growing up, I was eating dog shit. I didn't realize that. You know what I'm saying? So even eating healthy is something that I'm trying to get on my shit about. So thank you very much for that 10 in the super chat, brother. That helps a lot, and I appreciate it. Leon Dobson says, you need to get past the guard on Red Penny Night. Wong. Tony Time, baby, says Alan Clark. Pump the brakes, says Slay Mundo. You got a good attitude. Respectful time, because I lose it sometimes when I need a new fucking tire. Man. I let the chips fall where they may, and I need to get better about it. I don't even think that's a good thing. I need to get better about it. But I've just found that's the best way to not overstress yourself. Stress is the number one killer, and I grew up with enough stress to the point to where I just compartmentalize a lot of shit to where I don't stress myself. So on the surface, I try and keep the stress away, keep the negativity away. Like, even like, to get me angry, it's gotta be bad. Like, you gotta fuck with my niece or my nephew or go overboard or something like that. Like, I don't get angry, especially finances. What the fuck? It's almost like an unclimbable hill. So I'm not trying to climb it. Like, I'm cool. Salmon and buffalo is deer though? What the fuck? Salmon and buffalo. That's definitely some hunter or some rich white people shit. I ain't never ate salmon or buffalo. I ate buffalo wings. Is that what we're talking about? But yeah, so Cormier talking Jon Jones win being very impressive, and I think this is just the humble side of Daniel Cormier, guys. Do I think, man, if DC was an asshole, he could come out here. If he was, people look at this and they use it to give Jon Jones a pass. Like, look, DC's not using it as an excuse. Clearly, Jon Jones is clean. No, Daniel Cormier is being humble, and Daniel Cormier knows what happens if he comes out here and just goes off on Jon Jones. The fans don't want to hear you complain, even if you are right. Unless you, I'm not gonna raise bait. Say unless you're white, I'm not gonna raise bait. But DC's humble. Whenever Jon Jones failed the first drug test and all of that shit, nobody cared. DC still got booed. He still got all the boos. DC just started getting the cheers like last year, guys. Like, he don't want to lose this. If DC says one wrong word, I think the fans are right back on the Jon Jones bandwagon and booing DC again. If he comes out and uses this as an excuse, oh, boo! Boo! Stop complaining! Boo! DC's walking a thin line here. Because he's a good guy. People don't like that. Right? One of the best fathers, teammates, fighters never failed a drug test. Boo! Cocaine, hit and run, fails multiple drug tests. We love you, Jon Jones! You're so innocent! Oh my God! Oh my God. Man. But yeah, DC got booed when he was taking his moral stance or being the good guy, any of that shit. So he's got to come out here with the no excuse mentality, and he's doing a great job of it, and be humble. Listen, I've beat guys that were on steroids. Yeah, he failed the drug test. I'm not going to use that as an excuse. He's saying, listen, DC's saying, I'm not going to use that as an excuse. DC's not going to use that as an excuse. But if you use it, I ain't going to stop you. DC's not going to go on a campaign, a Jon Jones is innocent campaign, I'll tell you that much. He's not going to go out here and talk about how he believes Jon Jones, it had no effects at all, anytime. Jon Jones been clean. He's not going to do that. I guarantee that. He's being humble and all of this, but deep down, man, DC, man, he got to feel some type of way. I mean, if you think about it, just common sense, think about it. The only person, you only have one blemish on your professional record. One! You went undefeated at heavyweight. Everyone looks past that. Beat every single person you fought at light heavyweight. It's all kind of looked past a little because Jon Jones is the GOAT. And he beat you. So, a lot of DC's accomplishments have always kind of been put in hindsight because of this one guy, Jon Jones. No one talks about his impressive resume at heavyweight and whatnot. And people have a hard time saying he's the GOAT, all because of Jon Jones. And this motherfucker failed the drug test and it's overturned. Like, seriously. You're having a debate with someone and you're talking Jon Jones DC. No one says the word overturned. People don't even remember that the second fight was overturned. You know why? Because they say, no, he knocked him out. He knocked him out in the second fight. He beat him twice. Actually, look at the record, bro. It's no contest overturned because of failed drug test. But I'm telling you, that gets omitted in a lot of people's arguments. So, everything I just said about how Jon Jones has always kind of been the guy that is the reason you're looked past. If, let's say there was no Jon Jones in the UFC, who would be the greatest fighter of all time? No ifs, ands, or buts. Daniel Cormier. It wouldn't be ifs, there wouldn't be ands, there wouldn't be buts, because he did it at multiple weight classes. And I'm talking clean or dirty. GSP, Demetrius Johnson, sorry, don't give me that shit. They're not the GOAT. They are greats. But when you want to talk about the number one, you got to go DC. If you're talking P for P, you got to go DC. And the only person that can say anything about that is Jon Jones, who failed drug test. So, I mean, yeah, DC's taking, I think he's handling this the right way, because if you want the fans, and that's what matters, I mean, Michael Jordan, anybody, you don't call yourself the GOAT. LeBron just did it. Might be a little truth to there. But you don't call yourself the GOAT. You let other, it's like you don't give yourself a nickname. I don't buy into that all the way either. I used to go by Solo for a long time. And it wasn't because someone was like, you know what? I think Solo fits you. But regardless, you don't call yourself the GOAT. You have to let other people say it. And if DC goes on a I'm the GOAT campaign, I think it makes fans and fighters say, actually, you're not. So I think it's a little bit of reverse psychology here with Daniel Cormier, in the sense that if I say I'm not the GOAT, people will say I am the GOAT. If I come out here and I say I am the GOAT, people will say I'm not. But I don't buy that DC is just completely fine with Jon Jones failing these drug tests and thinks it means nothing. Fuck that. Because I don't buy it. I don't give a damn what they say. I don't give a damn if the picograms helped or not. I'll take it back to this point. I don't give a damn if it was 60 picograms, 1 picogram, and I don't care if none of them helped you in that fight with that amount. Why is it in your system, and would anybody else get that privilege? If not, case closed. No one else gets to fight with picograms? Why? Why? Oh, because we think that they might have been using... Oh, okay, I've heard enough. Thanks. If no one else gets to, that means special treatment for Jon Jones? Yeah, no, there's no excuse for that. But yeah, DC's the GOAT though. I see Apocalyptic says you're so right. DC's the GOAT. Yeah, it's not GSP and it's not Demetrius Johnson and it's not up for debate. The only asterisk on DC's resume is 206.5 pounds. He missed weight one fucking time and still fought by 1 pound. If you want your technicality, fine. But that's different because when Demetrius lost to Henry Cejudo, for one, it was at flyweight, and for two, Henry Cejudo didn't fail a drug test. So you lost. It was close. Some people thought DJ won, whatever. Also, that's not the only thing. There's the multiple weight class thing. GSP, I mean, I guess you can give him 2 weight classes, even though he only fought Michael Bisping and nobody else. So, I mean, it's a health thing. Can't hold it against you, but we also can't give you much credit for it. If you beat anybody else, maybe we give more credit to GSP's 185 claim. But as of right now, all you fought was Bisping. Can't give it to you. And the Johnny Hendricks thing also stands out. It's like, yeah, you won, but boy, whew, maybe. DC, I feel a little different. DJ has no case. He fought at a fabricated weight class at Slaymundo. Was it fabricated? If that many fighters, I'm not on that. DJ has a case. I'm not with that Slaymundo. I hear where you're coming from, but I disagree personally. I actually put more respect on the flyweight division than a lot of people, and I think the only reason it's really getting folded is because of business. Because for some reason they couldn't sell the flyweights. It's not because the division was fabricated. You actually had a legitimate top 15 and fighters ranked outside the top 15 that all made 125. You have a lot of men's fighters who would be better at 125 than they would be at 135. The 120, you had Joseph Benavidez, you had John Dodson, you had Henry Cejudo. I mean, there are so many really good fighters that were in the flyweight division. A lot of them used to fight for the WEC, but the WEC was more of for the smaller classes, the flyweights, the bantamweights, the featherweights. WEC was brought around when there wasn't really any smaller weight classes in the UFC. I think the smallest UFC weight class at one time was like lightweight. And before that, there were no weight classes, of course. I'm talking about up until the most recent, when they introduced, when they like bought out the WEC and shit, is when they kind of introduced the newer weight classes. But really, I actually thought the flyweight division had some real talent. I mean, it's actually not up for debate if you look at Joseph Benavidez and John Dodson and Cejudo and some of these guys. Those are all legitimate world-class fighters. Wilson Hayes, I mean, for sure. There's a lot of good guys up there. I mean, the Sergio Pettis, the Ray Borgs, and say what you want. Sergio Pettis is a great fighter. He's a really good fucking fighter at flyweight, top 5 in the world. Now, would he be able to take that shit up to bantamweight? I don't know. I ain't gonna go that far. But I liked flyweight. They had a whole tough season of undefeated fighters just for DJ. Yeah, and there's flyweights around the world. That's another thing. Great point, Jay Skills. There was literally flyweights all around the world. It's not like women's lightweight or featherweight where there's just not much of them out there. Slaymundo says Cruz beat him up and he turned into a wrestler. He never fought Pettis. Yeah, he never fought Pettis. Demetrius Johnson, I didn't say he did, but he would beat Pettis. I think that's fair to assume. And Cruz beat up on him at 135. Cruz, I don't know if you've seen, I'm sure you have because you're talking about it. Cruz is way bigger than Demetrius Johnson. I mean, I've never seen Cruz look that big in my life. He literally like towered over Demetrius. It's like, what am I seeing? I'm not used to seeing Dominic Cruz tower over people. He was just way bigger than Demetrius. And that should tell you something. When does Dominic Cruz turn into a wrestler? Or you know, when does he use takedowns or whatever to secure a win? Dominic Cruz had a few takedowns in that fight that helped secure the win. So, just way bigger. I think if you're going to have a flyweight division, Demetrius is up there. I'm fine with calling Demetrius one of the greats. Not even the competition people don't put respect on. The shit he was doing. Normally, the lighter weights, the lighter you go, the less finishes, right? Demetrius was finishing everybody, doing it at their own game. He fucking was submitting the black belts, pulling off shit like a mighty plex bar, whiz bar. What? That still was probably the craziest submission. I mean, damn, there's a lot of crazy ones, but boy, I mean, it might be up there for craziest finish. What? You armbarred a motherfucker mid-slam? That's video game shit, dog. No, like, I got respect on DJ's name, but it's just not up there. It's the same as GSP. I mean, except for what? You put more respect on the welterweight division? Okay, but it was the older welterweights back in the day. Times change. Yeah, he's fought a lot of former champions, but the sport evolves. A lot of the guys that GSP beat back in the day could not hang today. That's facts. So yeah, GSP is definitely one of the GOATs in the sense of kind of like a Michael Jordan thing, but currently, I don't think it's up for debate. And even then, if you look at the Johnny Hendricks thing. So, I mean, if you're looking at GSP just as a welterweight, you got the Johnny Hendricks asterisk. If you're looking at him as a middleweight, then you already got a problem. What the fuck are we looking at GSP as a middleweight for? Because he won the belt for 5 seconds? So yeah, it's DC for me. Didn't he say Nick Diaz is coming on? Says Sin LA Storm Spotters. Who? Nick Diaz is going where? Speaking of Nick Diaz, I want to hear his rant. Let's have some fun. Nick Diaz CrossFit. Oh my god, I can't watch this and not laugh. Let me mute my mic.
Hey, you know what I'm saying? Fuck CrossFit. Fuck y'all, bitch. Fuck stupid water workouts too, fucking bitch ass George, fucking little bitch, dumbass bitch. Swimming 100 on the 120, pussy. That's what I'm saying. Fuck that, man. Grab her by the...
Bro, he said swimming 100 on the 120, pussy. You don't want to smoke in the swimming pool. Oh, shit.
Hey, you know what I'm saying? Fuck CrossFit. Fuck y'all, bitch. Fuck stupid water workouts too, fucking bitch ass George, fucking little bitch, dumbass bitch. Swimming 100 on the 120, pussy. That's what I'm saying. Fuck that, man. Grab her by the... I can't say that. Hey.
Thank you for letting me know there was no audio. Yo, I was just reading some of the comments, really, but that shit was fucking funny, man. I was saying, I was reading the comment that, let's see, Slaymundo said, I'm starting to dislike Nick. And I was saying, I was kind of starting to dislike the Diaz brothers over these last couple of years. Like, I've always been a fan of them, and I like them a lot. It's just over the last couple of years, I think, with the not fighting and stuff like that, that's kind of where I'm like, man, what's going on? And then, not even just that, because if you're not fighting, do your thing. If you don't need to, like, if you're making money outside of fighting, who the fuck am I to be mad? Like, oh, Nick Diaz can go make $2,000 smoking weed instead of, or he can go make $10,000 smoking weed instead of getting punched in the face. I think we would all do that, right? If you smoke, even if you don't smoke, if someone says, hey, I'll give you $10,000 to hit this fucking blunt, you're doing it. So regardless, yeah, I don't hold that against him at all. But when you're like, oh, I'm coming back to fight this guy. I'm coming back to fight this guy. Not. I'm coming back to fight now. Oh, I'm ready. Get ready. Not. Oh, GSP, I'm on your motherfucking ass. What? Okay. Now, you know, when you're playing with my fucking emotions. But this right here, maybe it's the degenerate in me. I thought this was hilarious. And it didn't make me dislike. I mean, I guess if I worked for CrossFit, I would not like this. I thought this was like vintage Nick Diaz. I thought it was pretty funny. But like, I don't know. I would almost, like, if there was an option, like, to pay like $25 and you can get Nick Diaz to just go off on you, I would do it. Fuck full time. Fucking swim 100 and 120 pussy. Fuck your intro. Oh, that's pretty epic. That would almost be like, you know, like a fucking, I did something. Yeah, I was muted for a second. I hear you. I can still hear his laugh with no audio, says Slay Mundo. That's wild. It's those jealous mofos that are jealous of this channel, says Lolita Davidich. I mean, why? You don't got to be jealous of my channel, you guys. You got me shadow banned. The views stopped. You know what I'm saying? No. I'm reported. We're not on the algorithm. You won. Those guys are fried. True, he would Stockton slap for $200. Oh, yeah, I'll take one of those, too. Challenge Slate said he just shows up and punches you. Fuck full time. Oh, shit, and I got it on video. I would so use that as my intro. I agree. Don't talk about it if you can make money elsewhere, Nick. I was getting fed up, too, this past year. And, man, the sad truth, and it's not sad, but it's just the business truth that people probably don't want to hear. The reason that Nick Diaz gets to go and do club appearances and walkthroughs and this weed, however he's making his money, it's partly because he's a big star in the UFC. And so, in a sense, if you are one of those guys, and I'm giving you guys some fucking business insider tips that I don't even have the credibility to be giving you, but I'm telling you, I'm on my shit. So, you've got to stay relevant. Some of you know what I'm talking about. Manipulate the headlines, stay relevant. Some people are really good about that, especially if they have good managers and good teams. So, even if you don't plan on fighting the whole 2018, you better act like it. You know why? Because if you're just radio silent, the clubs ain't going to call. Club Live is not going to call Nick Diaz if they're not thinking about Nick Diaz. You have to stay relevant. If you're just going to club after club after club, night after night after night, and you're never making any headlines, sooner or later, that well's going to dry up. People are going to forget about Nick Diaz. So you got to, or Nate Diaz, anybody. This isn't even a Diaz brother thing. This is a entertainment thing. You stay relevant. You might hint at a fight. A fight might be in the works. Oh, Nate Diaz versus GSP in the works. And if you're a hardcore fan, you're like, what the fuck? Where did this come from? Nate Diaz versus GSP out of nowhere. Yeah, okay. You know? Like, if you're a hardcore fan, you're like, what? But to a casual, you go to ESPN.com or wherever the fuck. I'm just using them as an example. MSN, I don't care. Who has headlines? MMA, web junkie, whatever. MMA fighting. Go to your favorite website. And if it says, Nate Diaz, GSP, in the works, UFC 288, you're going to be like, whoa, Nick, whoa, let me. And if you're a club, whoa, Nate's about to fight, or Nick's about to fight GSP. Yo, Nick, you want to come through our club? We heard you're going to be fighting GSP. We've been thinking about you. As to where, if there was never any talks about you fighting GSP, nobody just, oh, wait, Nick, Nate, what? GSP, what? Whoa. It's just facts. So, whether it's intentional or unintentional, that's one thing they've done great about, staying relevant. Intentional or unintentional? Micah Cross says, it's safe to say Micah Cross. Yo, you probably don't want to hear that, right? Did you take offense at all, Micah Cross, when you heard this?
Hey, you know what I'm saying? Fuck CrossFit.
Okay. Probably not, right? Your last name's not CrossFit. No, but Micah Cross said, it's safe to say we left the entertainment era in 2018, and 2019 is the champ era, because everyone's trying to be one. No, we're never leaving the entertainment era. The entertainment era is just going to get, I think, ramped up and up. We are in the entertainment era. The champ era is part of the entertainment era. Oh, no, we're definitely in the entertainment area. Yesterday, McGregor was calling out Tenshin Nasukawa. Literally yesterday. Like it or not, both the Diaz brothers put in work in that cage. Fuck yeah. And that's one thing that you got to say to the Diaz brother haters. As frustrated as you might be being with them because you want to see them fight, I guarantee you half the people that give the Diaz brothers shit have not seen all of their fights. You could 100%, if you just want to see Nick Diaz fight, if you're craving a Nick or a Nate Diaz fight, you could 100% go to YouTube or Google or UFC Fight Pass, and you can watch them fight. You know, I think people just want to see something new. But yeah, 100%, because I haven't even seen 100% of Nate Diaz or Nick Diaz's fights. Not even just the ones that are available on Fight Pass. So you can't really make too much of a stink about it if they have fights you haven't seen. You don't even know the fucking history. You just want a Diaz brother to fight. Why? Because he fought Conor? So, yeah. Sin LA Spotter says, yeah, I really hope we just see Diaz McGregor 3. I'm with you. Number 2 was probably my favorite fight of the decade. And he said, true, they stay ready with those triathlons. Oh, yeah, and they're always staying ready. I mean, in shape, at least in that sense. So, yeah, man. But honestly, man, with that being said, let's see. I see my name highlighted. Someone said, put that clip in the intro, Full-Time MMA. That shit was funny as fuck. We'll play it one more time. I was going to say, it's about time to get out of here. How long's the show been going? I've been pretty 2 hours and 20 minutes. It's a pretty long show, you guys. We held it down today. So with that being said, you guys heard my brother come up here. Wasn't able to get a jack. And, you know, he's halfway responsible for this fucking shit. Because, y'all don't even know. I sit in a motherfucker's driver's seat. And if something goes wrong in the next year, oh, you remember when you sat in my driver's seat? You're the reason my car's fucked up. You should have to help me pay for it. What? I literally sat in your driver's seat. I didn't even drive. And I'm responsible for your shit breaking down? So you know I had to rub it in his face today. Oh, you were literally driving my car and the tire popped. What's up? You gonna help with this? Because I know it's always expected of me, motherfucker. So that's why he was trying to help me get a jack, because ours is out of service. But yeah. So with that being said, I got to deal with that shit still. Got to go get my tire off the side of my car off the side of the street. So thank you guys for coming through today, man. It's always fun with the Full-Time family. Awesome show today, says I'm him. Thank you, man. Jonathan Wilberding says, only way Nick comes back is if he moves out of Las Vegas. You think he's partying a little too much out there? Hey, I hear you. Yeah, so guys, thank you guys for coming through the show. That's it for today's show, man. I hope you guys had fun. I did. With that being said, it is what it is. Let the Full-Time family know what you think in the comments, because we're going to UFC Yankovic, and we're the fuck out of here. What are we going to play? We're going to play some songs, guys. We're going to play... Somebody said Tony Time earlier. All right. UFC Yankovic. Take it easy, everybody.
Yeah, they
We
wish
out.
and they wish and they wish and they wish and they wishing on me. It's Tony time, bitch, I don't care who's fucking with me. Staying away from tiramisu's a struggle for Khabib. You don't wanna fight, you wanna cuddle with me. My elbows are knives and I'ma cut you with these. I don't really give a fuck who's with me. If this fat fuck will make weights a big mystery. If you were smart, then you would probably pick me to submit Khabib at UFC 223. To submit Pettis at UFC 229. Tony time. Tony time. I knock out, sometimes I choke. I might be the lightweight GOAT. If my leg didn't get broke, would've probably beat Khabib. Then moved up and fought with Lee. Either wait for GSP. You don't wanna mess with me. Tony time. Tony time. I knock out, sometimes I choke. I might be the lightweight GOAT.
is this full-time MMA now?
This is one of my favorite ones because of the beat.
Full-time MMA? Nothing else.
My life, man, yeah.
R.I.P. to that nigga XXX Tentacion. Rip John say. Lit as fuck.
Nobody fucking with me, yeah. I'm about to go be Stipe, yeah. Moving up to heavyweight, yeah. And I am destined to be great, yeah. And if you didn't know, they call me DC. And there's no one that you know that can beat me. Yeah, I fought Jon Jones, but was he clean? I don't think so. What's in that PP? Steroids, cocaine, probably weed. Testosterone, dick pills, and speed. And shrooms, and pills, and codeine. Goddamn, John turned into a dope fiend. And Stipe's about to turn into a folding chair. When I fold them up, I'ma win 2 belts and hold them up on my champ.